I'm just gonna tell her. All right, now I started. Okay. Yeah. So we are live, guys. Can y'all hear me? And can y'all hear us? Because we got Norman, as in the show. Can y'all hear us? And what I also do now is I started adding the Rumble one right beside here, so we could switch back and forth instantly. Okay, can you guys all hear us? And I'm put a Rumble. And also, guys, we have two special guests. Well, we have a special guest, Norman, but we also have Judy Wood is also watching, so they're just
Hello, Dr. Wood.
Oh yeah, Norman says hi. Okay, hello, guys. Dr. Wood's watching. Hopefully, John Hudson joins the chat as well. He's usually in the chat, but yeah, and so yeah, epic stuff. So Judy Wood is watching this stuff. So yeah, just in time. Can you guys all hear audio? You want to test your audio out? 9/11 Revisionist.
Test. Can anybody hear me?
Okay, it says Norman is not talking. Well, can you guys hear Norman? It should be fine.
Hello. Here I am.
And how's audio? Is it level? Is it not level? That's a key part. Always make sure it's both level. I'm gonna do a quick test on how this listens to. Not talking. Well, can you guys hear Norman?
Hello. Here I am.
And how's audio? Is it level? Is it not level? Okay, you can. That's a key part. Always make sure. I think it's fine.
No, they can hear us. Yeah, they're stating that the sound is fine.
Okay, yeah. So, Rotary Matrix says, "Hello, Dr. Wood. Amazing work you've done. The same for the book. Audio's all good. Epic stuff, guys." Okay, Norman is good level. Okay, we are good to go. And yeah, and then basically I made the notes just now. So again, today was a hectic day. And I'm gonna open up this in case. I'm gonna open up my side in case. Yeah, in case Judy, if you want to message anything that we say or not, just ask it in there, and I'll keep your chat open, so we can discuss. And yeah, and guide us through. Anyways, so MES Livestream 109 explaining how the towers went poof for the PBD podcast, the Patrick Bet-David podcast. So 9/11 Revisionist joins the show to discuss the recent ambushed interview of Dr. Judy Wood on the Patrick Bet-David PBD podcast. We'll be educating PBD on the evidence of molecular dissociation that turned the towers to dust on 9/11. Evidence which he would not allow Judy to present on his show. So that's literally what she told me. He would not let her show any videos or images, and she had to actually she snuck in those printed photos that she had. Remember the printed photos of the Bible and the bubbler? She snuck them in. She wasn't supposed to bring them. And that's why when talking about building 4, she was showing PBD the laptop
Out of a book.
Yeah, and also showing the laptop as well. Or I think the laptop and the book. I mean, the book and the notes. So she had a bunch of notes, and he literally said multiple times, "Don't read the notes." I'm like, what?
Yeah, we'll get into it. I was very surprised why his main head researcher wasn't there, but we'll cover that because you could see Patrick just wasn't ready for this. It's scandalous actually.
Yeah. This is the thing. It was strange that he made himself look like a giant fool. Like he usually tries to be the macho one, but you're being macho, but like ignoring like common sense and evidence, like and not letting not letting her speak that you invited, and not letting her actually present properly. And it's like it just seemed like a bully. Yeah. So we're gonna play the trailer. Play the trailer, and then also discuss this. I used Grok AI to make these eyes. I wanted to make the head exploding one, but anyways, so we're gonna play this right here, and then I'm gonna go over some of the notes that I gathered from Judy Wood, and then we'll go over some of the format you had, and we'll try to finish this. You said 2 hours. If we could do it in 2 hours, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play. This is a trailer that Norman made. Basically clipped it out from the actual Patrick Bet-David interview. Let's play it, and let me know how the audio is. Can you hear it properly?
So to me, in order to test it at that level, don't you have to have tested it before in smaller buildings?
And there are very suspicious things that have happened in time before that. But the important thing, again, to remember is the average person doesn't know what they're looking at. And that's the impressive thing about this trick, was that the entire planet watched this happen, but they don't know what they're looking at. So they can be told something else, and they'll just buy it. They don't understand what this is.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is, if I'm researching this, like, here's what I did. I went online and I said, okay, have we had any, and by the way, there's a follow-up question to this. I went online and said, have we had any directed energy weapons being used in the history of mankind? Rob, if you want to ask this question on ChatGPT, see what comes up. There was even one as recent as Israel that did it this year in 2025 with a drone. But if you look at the three things comes up. Laser weapon systems, aboard USS Ponce, the Navy, okay, that we had in 2014 in the Persian Gulf. And this system engaged in test targets, including UAV drones and small boats, and was authorized for self-defense use.
Well, I've only read about slingshots, BB guns, and bow and arrows, so it's got to be one of those. You know, in other words, people only look within their repertoire. They don't observe, and if they're told that it hasn't been used before, then okay, it hasn't been used.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I went and looked to see what's being used. So that's one of them. The other one was the Turkey's Alka system in Libya in 2019, which is 6 years ago.
I'm going to disclose to you that I contacted the Directed Energy Directorate with
Turkey?
No, in the U.S.
And
and showing this evidence and saying, is somebody in your outfit doing this? Oh, we don't have no idea what that is, and we wouldn't be able to explain it. Of course, that's what they're going to say publicly, but they didn't say you're wacko for suggesting that.
Just on those points on where he completely got it wrong by asking AI about that. If you go back to the 1989 Panama invasion,
was authorized for self.
Yeah, are you going?
there was talk there about it. If you go and watch Star Wars in Iraq from 2006, they were talking about DEW type stuff in Iraq in 2003. You've got Colonel John Alexander talking about tests that they did with lasers cutting off wings of planes in 1964. You've got Dean Warwick talking about testing that was done in the 50s and 60s by the British. So there's a lot of information out there that he doesn't know. So yeah, I emailed him with a couple of my articles that he can read to see that it's been around for a bloody long time.
Basically, yeah. His whole thing is like, I googled it. I asked ChatGPT, hey, give me some top secret info. They're like, well, are you nuts? I believe the official story. Yeah, and also Judy Wood just made some comments. She says, how do you cover up irrefutable evidence? Answer, you call it a theory. Right, so we have
precisely, and that's what he did the whole bloody time.
And this one, this is the director that I believe that she actually messaged. I got this
Yes.
from check the evidence. Andrew Johnson, and then he actually
Andrew Johnson also commented on under my article, and then I added that into the article.
Yeah, and then there is right here. I think they said that I received your facts here, and basically she actually sent the director of public affairs for the Directed Energy Directorate, Air Force Research Laboratory, and they said, since we haven't tested concrete, I don't know if the effect would be dust. You report phenomena that we cannot explain here, either because we don't have enough data or because the phenomenon are not within our area of expertise. Well, on a personal level, I may find Dr. Wood's investigation interesting and worthy of further consideration. On a professional level, we are unable to devote our limited resources to activities outside of our charter. This is literally Directed Energy.
Limited resources. Okay, they had a DE symposium that finished on the 17th and the 18th, and it's only a $11 billion industry at the moment with over 9,000 people in various sectors working on it. So come on, people.
Yeah. And also he says, I googled it. It doesn't say they used directed energy weapons to turn towers to dust. But yeah, so that's that one. I want to go over some quick. I think this was on the future guests. So I just want to make a note here. So today's interview was supposed to be with Ben Factor, who did some rodent coils and so on. But then I talked to Judy Wood for 5 hours yesterday, and then Norman wanted to talk about the interview, but because it was pretty much still in the news, and I asked him if it's okay to change it to a different day. So yeah, he'll be joining 27th if knock on wood, nothing else happens. Yeah, so to discuss vortex coils and so on, and then I'm gonna have to shift over the MH370 one. Also will be probably in a week after that. All right, so that's that part, and then and now I want to discuss this trailer right here. This this thumbnail. So I made this thumbnail, and this is the thing I like. If when I talked to Judy, I said if somehow you can get this showing on live on his show. And then I tell him, where did this 1.8 million tons of debris, where did it go? How come this little sphere is towering above all the rubble. And why are the exterior lobby columns right here? Why are they towering above everything? Did they somehow ship it to China within in midair? Because these are vertical, and also the bolts are removed. And yeah, so the bolts are removed there, and which is somehow like how. Yeah, so I don't know how this is removed. Is it like nothing's exploded outside of it? Like what I mean is this is standing, and you got the lamppost there. So if you showed him this one, his eyes would have been like this. Or if you actually if you go back to this one when she talked about slingshots and arrows, and then look at his face when he makes it after. Watch this.
Arrows. So it's got. Well, I've only read about slingshots, BB guns, and bow and arrows. So it's got to be one of those.
And look at his face. Look at his face. He's like, my goodness, you're making me look like a clown.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's that part. Yeah.
Because he was playing dumb. He came in with a plan.
Yeah.
Of it's.
And it's like and it's similar to Fetzer. I mean Richard Gage. He had almost exact same talking points when he brought up the Hutchins effect, and I'll bring that up. So I'm gonna read these notes I made after speaking to Judy Wood, and then we can go dive right into some of this. And also before we even do that, I want to after we read this, I'm gonna play this this video about these albatross birds that Judy Wood showed me, which is absolutely fascinating. So and also this is a thumbnail I made. I said turn me into a mind-blown emoji, and I used his photo, and I said me because just in case they said, hey, we can't do this to public figures or whatnot, just so it looks like it's a meeting. Anyway, so I used this. I wanted to be the head exploding emoji, but this was good enough. So here's the original. Here's the original. All right. So that's that part, and now yeah. So the thumbnail is made from this trailer. I mean the thumbnail is made from part 35, and we discussed this here where the towers go. This photo right here, and I'm gonna close this part here. All right, yeah. So I made it from this this here and put his photo there. All right, continue further. I'm gonna go over right here. Yeah. So I'm gonna read this out, and then we can go from there afterwards because this is a pretty it gives a lot of inside scoop. So a lot of people saying the interview didn't go that well, etc. Well, it was on purpose not to go well because he did not want any evidence to show. He did not want this to be shown. Like it was absolutely brutal. Yeah. So anyways, so I spoke to Dr. Judy Wood for 5 hours yesterday and a bit this morning. She says the interview was an ambush interview, and PBD, Patrick Bet-David, AL, not just him, his whole team, were all liars and very inconsiderate. So Dr. Judy Wood asked PBD's right-hand man, Brandon. That's his name, right? Or William? Is it Brendan or William? What's the guy? The one that Andrew Johnson interviewed?
Brandon.
Okay.
Brandon is the guy's name.
Oh, Brendan or Brandon?
The review of a book.
Yeah. Okay. So Brandon. Yeah. So he's the one. Okay. So so she had asked Brandon for an address to send the books. So she sent actually 4 books. She spoke to him for 2.5 hours and thinks he was there to get intel on her. And also, Andrew Johnson interviewed had a recorded interview, but he hasn't uploaded. I'm gonna write that as well. Andrew Johnson. So Andrew Johnson had a recorded interview with him, but he never uploaded yet. Had an interview with him. Okay, okay. I'm gonna go back here. So Judy said does not call them liars. Okay, so this is my take. So she just said, I did not call them liars. Okay, that's my take. That's my editorial. Okay, okay, very inconsiderate. All right, and I'm gonna say I'll ignore the liars. Okay, sorry about that. You're jumping up what I said. Sorry, Judy. I'll say. Sorry, I removed that. That's my take on them. Yeah, this is what I mean. It's why I want her to just see exactly how it works. Because I my personal opinion, I view them all as liars. But anyways, so Judy Wood does not call them liars. I'm gonna just remove that. So so she says they're very inconsiderate. I'm gonna read these out, and so you know, ignore the liar part. That's my take, not hers. Anyways. So Dr. Judy Wood asked PBD's right-hand man Brendan for an address to send the books. She spoke to him for 2.5 hours and thinks he was there to gather intel on her. Andrew Johnson had an interview with him, but they haven't published the interview yet.
Yeah, but that's Brandon. Brandon's got his own podcast channel on YouTube.
Okay, and then and then. Judy says, I showed him figure 179 in my book, page 188. I'll bring out the book. 1 second. She's we got Judy Wood instructing me to do stuff.
Page 188.
All right, I'm back. I want to say, so she said
Oh, yeah.
I showed him. Okay, you have that one? Yeah, that's the building 4.
Building 4.
I'll make that bigger. Actually, yeah, I'll show this to the audience. Yeah, so building 4, page 188, and I think I have.
Oh, that's the picture in our private chat that Keith was talking about today.
Okay. This is okay. This is the one I was looking for actually. Okay, I was looking over for this last week because Keith actually asked me to get him photos of building 3 and building 4, and then I was
Why
looking for
why didn't you guys just go to my building 4 article? Everything is in there.
Oh no, I know, but he wanted the best ones, and I'll show you what I have here. Building 4.
I've got a bunch in the article.
Yeah, so never forget. So I made a bunch of these ones, but I wanted that one with the cutout. That's what I was looking for, and I ended up finding this one. So yeah, building 4. Yeah, this is the one that she has, and then actually a slightly different one, and then it shows the outline. I'm gonna actually take a photo of this quickly because I usually what I do is I take a high scan copy with my scanner of her. Oh, whoops, this is like ripping off. Okay, I'm gonna do this quickly and then show it.
Just go to my X. I've got a post on X about building 4 that's gone live now. You can find it there, and then just open up my article instead of taking a picture.
Okay. I'll go there right now, but I took a photo, so it's legit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 9/11 revisionist. Let's go here. Somehow goes to this one here. And this is what it was a building 4.
Yeah.
Okay, orphan building 4. I want to get the exact one. Okay, this is some good ones. But where's that? Okay, there's the one. There it is. Okay, this is the one, guys. Okay, this is building 4. So she showed him this one, and the building 4 is gone. And this is her favorite building.
Yeah. Even if you look at the one just below that basically shows you how quickly everything started rusting, and then that is supposedly where the tipping top of the South Tower would have fallen, but just everything is gone, level to the ground, and the basements underneath it was undamaged.
Yeah, and then she said she also showed him page 182, figure 172. Okay, 182. So we have Judy Wood live right here, guys. Live in the chat. And one day we'll get her on the stream for an arbitrage deep dive actually. Okay, this is the one. Yeah, this one. I'll be uploading these. Okay. So how could anyone see these two photos that she sent, and in this one too, building 4, and think 1.8 million tons was shipped out? I'm like, how did building 4 did it get shipped out in real time? And this is ground level right now.
But what Patrick forgets is they dismantled the remnants of 7 buildings with a WTC prefix and cleaned out that whole section all the way to the bedrock. So sorry. Even that amount of rubble, even though 1.8 million tons sounds like a lot, it's still way too little for the amount of debris and stuff that they removed, or for the buildings that used to be there. People just can't imagine that. Because how many years did it take to build those buildings, and they just removed all the rubble or whatever in less than 2 years?
Yeah,
come on, man.
And so here's the photo. This is the first photo, page 188. This is the building. I took these photos right now, and this is the building 4. It's literally gone. So this is what I was looking for this because I wanted the outline. This is absolutely amazing. And then she also sent this photo as well, where this first responder is literally standing ground level with the lamppost, the sphere,
got the lamppost
and we got this is the lobby columns, like the tridents right there.
And then stairwell B where the 16 people survived.
Yeah, and this is a guy that Carol guy that wanted to quote debate. I showed him these photos, and he's like, the interior columns, they went down, and like, stairwell B is not covered.
Right, into the mostly undamaged and pretty much empty basement.
Yeah, for sure.
They weren't filled with rubble.
Yeah, this is absolutely, well, so she showed him this one, and somehow he says that 1.8 million tons. Where's the 1.8 million tons? And this is the thing I actually, I talked to Judy this morning, and then I said, here's Titanic. So this is to scale. Titanics. I can't search up Titanics. Okay, Titanics. How do you spell Titanics? Oh,
Titanic.
Okay. So here it is. So total mass is all Titanics is roughly about 1.48 million tons apparently, and then I just used ChatGPT back then, and then equivalent to 28 Titanics. So And this is a 3D model. I emailed the geoengineer because Judy Wood wants one of these. And so here's the before and after. And now this is to scale 28 Titanics, to scale. This is the so the thing is, do you see one Titanic? This is 28 Titanics, and they have a lot of empty space. But that's how big 28 Titanics are. And do you see them anywhere? Do you see them right here? Anybody see Titanics? And also, this photo. This is from Morgan Reynolds' apps. This. What building is this?
Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's Oklahoma City. And then I never knew about this, but they put a tarp around there. And then Judy says, I think she said she put it up there to pretty much cover up that it's a giant circle. So a spherical bomb on the side made a circular cutouts top to the bottom. And she said that she initially confused this for building 6 by X, and I'm like, and also got similar Tosa cars and so on. So
yeah, Morgan Reynolds' article is really, really in depth and makes a very, very good case for DE being used there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I actually sent her that link there, and so I got the book actually. So did you get the book yet or no? The head fake?
It takes a while to get to South Africa.
Yeah. So I got the head fake one. So this was my so I got Operation Head Fake right here. All right, so let's continue on our journey. I'm gonna keep reading this, and again we have Judy live on the chat, so she can correct me if just because here at MES I say whatever, but I try to
stick to the program.
Yeah, I try to say. All right, anyway, okay. Yeah, so Patrick David's right-hand man, Brendan, she spoke to Judy Wood spoke to him for 2.5 hours, and then she thinks that he was there to gather intel because he was doing a similar thing, trying to see what kind of thoughts she would have, and if she can if he can direct her to the usual talking points. Anyways, and then so initially he asked for the address because he wants to send copies of the Where the Towers Go book. And then, so he gave a bogus address, so she asked for another address, and then she sent 4 signed copies, a week before, but when she arrived for the interview, they said, what books? When she said, did you get the books? So they pretended like they never got it, or they just didn't get it. So again, and also, here's another interesting tidbit. So Patrick Bet-David speaks Aramaic, which is a rare language that I also speak. So, and I sent him a cover letter in English and Aramaic, I used Grok AI for that, in July 2025 as part of Conspiracy Realist 36-page report package outlining 9/11 to him, including Conspiracy Realist, including requiring signature of Patrick Bet-David to receive the package, which he did. So he literally signed off saying he received the package. So and he knows about me, my channel.
MES?
Yeah, he knows about MES.
Was that just after Patrick basically cornered Kurt Weldon and asked him about Dr. Wood?
This was
that pretty much.
Oh, what? Well, why is this?
When you guys sent that?
No, the Weldon was after, I think. This is July. Was it in July?
Okay. No, I can't remember the date when they had Weldon on.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up one
and they cornered him.
I'm gonna do what I usually do. I'm gonna keep this up. Okay, and then so she says mixing things. A Brendan chat and bogus address thing was several months before. Okay, I gotta correct these. Again, sorry, Judy. We talked to 5 hours. It's hard to keep track of everything. That's why I asked if we can do this. This was. No, this was the book here. So this was a right-hand man for an address. No, the book was a week before. She sent 4 copies a week before, I think, or they received a week before. The Brendan call was again. I'm not trying to muddle things up. I'm literally trying to get whatever I remembered. 4 months before, several months before. Before roughly, I think it was in July. I think she mentioned. I'm in the kitchen cooking coker. Okay. The Brendan chat and bogus address thing was several months before. Okay. Oh, the bogus. Okay, bogus address. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I never said it was a month. I said she sent 4 signed copies.
They received a week prior.
You know, that's what I think. What did they receive a week prior, Judy, or another?
Yeah.
No, these ones have nothing to do with Brandon. Okay, these have nothing to do with Brandon. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, nothing to do with Brandon.
Okay. These are. Okay, these are not related to Brandon. All right. Yeah. Again, I got these. It's like trying to gather 5 hours of info and a whole bunch of knowledge. Okay. Anyways, so I updated this part. He gave anyway, bogus address and the Brendan call was several months before. Okay, several months, and this is not related to Brendan. And anyways, and then also she says that she's in the kitchen cooking okra for dinner. What is okra?
Well, she likes okra.
What is okra? I'm like, okra?
It's some sort of it's not vegetarian. It's healthy. It's like not like leeks or
Oh,
whatever.
ladies'
but,
fingers. Oh, these ones. No, these are
no,
good. No,
no,
I
no.
eat like I can like drink these. I can drink these for. No, I eat these. These are absolutely amazing. All right, so that's what okra is. I've been calling them like I forgot what they're called because in my language I think they call bumye or something. Bumye? I forgot what it's called. Okay, anyways, so that's what they're called. Okra. The ladies' fingers. All right, epic stuff, guys. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna post the links here. So Judy Wood's cooking okra for dinner, guys. Let's go. Anyways, and also we have her here live. Okay, so she's cooking dinner, and I'm gonna post some stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna post whatever I find here. Okra is there. All right. Or I put the. Okay, this is the wrong. Okay, that's the wrong place I want to put it. I want to put it right here. Okay, pickled okra or bomb. Okay. We'll get back into the program. But again, mainly I wanted to make sure we don't disappoint Judy Wood. So I've got to make sure everything I say here is correct. But then after that, it kind of makes sense here. So now this is yeah. So these are unrelated. So she sent 4 signed copies a week before to Patrick Bet-David. But when she arrived for the interview, they said what books. And also Patrick Bet-David speaks Aramaic, which is a rare language that I also speak. And then I sent him I sent him a cover letter in English and Aramaic in July. That's roughly around the same time as the Brendan one, or I think his might have been a month before. Or anyways, including requiring signature for Patrick Bet-David to receive the package. So he has it. And I'm going to play this video. This is Patrick Bet-David. Just to illustrate who he is. So he speaks my language, which is quite wild. Here's the video he posts on Instagram. Patrick Bet-David speaks Aramaic, which is my native language.
What is Assyrian?
Assyrian is Babylonian. They're the first Christians, first warriors. Them and Armenians always debate on who was the first Christian. If you read the Bible, you see Assyrians all the time. Aramaic, so I speak Aramaic. So Passion of the Christ.
You speak Aramaic?
I speak Aramaic.
Wow.
So the movie Passion of the Christ, we understand what they were saying.
Wow. Nobody else?
Well, I mean, except for 7 of us. You know?
Wait a minute, you grew up speaking the language the Bible was written?
Yes.
What is Assyrian?
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild. And then also Aramaic has finally became a recognized language. Aramaic, legal language in Iraq. So it was outlawed in Iraq. So that's where I was born. It was outlawed, and then like you couldn't teach it in public. You could only teach it in like private, like churches, whatnot. And then they finally made it recognized a language there. I think it was recognized. I think Iraq. And then okay, anyways, this is someone else here. Where is it? When does it become finally a recognized language? That'll be okay. Anyways, that'll be for another day. Let's get back on track.
Yeah.
All right. So and yeah, you can also push me back on track. Yeah. So going back here, and also I'll also say I'm gonna say Judy. What is the thingy here? Okay. Apologies for the mix-up. I corrected it live. And okra is amazing. All right, okra is amazing. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely delicious. All right, guys, keep going. Okay, so also Patrick Bet-David included a link to my Hudson Effect video, but doesn't reference me or show my channel name, or mention that I sent him a cover letter. DJW Judy Wood never sent him that specific video, and this is so that video. Here's the video right here. So this is my video, and he shows it the iron block warping. And there's 2 experiments. So there's a rare one afterwards that's very So this is absolutely rare.
That's how I noticed that it's actually your video, because you had the video that most people have never seen that Hutchinson gave you.
Yeah, and here's the one where it explodes too. This one explodes. This is never before seen earlier iron block experiment. And again, this is solid, but then there's actually like a caster's hole inside. So there's like a 1-inch diameter like void. So that's why when it looks like
Oh my God, we turned off the machinery here, and I'm looking at what happened here. Unfortunately, it knocked my camera off as it was shriveling. There was like a pulse come out and killed the camera.
You know, yeah, so the pulse, he just said a pulse came out and killed the camera. And now look at all this dust everywhere.
Knocked it over.
No, but the pulse knocked it out. Yeah, not.
I felt a bit of a rush of like electrostatic energy. And I'm not going to touch the sample. Man, that's sparkly.
All right.
It's like
Okay, MES speak Aramaic or show an example. دحيوة نحنوتن. I'm saying, how are you guys? أنا محكن سورة. I speak Surat or Aramaic. All right, so that's that. My language, I don't speak that well, but it's still good enough. Anyway, so this exploded. I'm gonna send this to Judy Wood, 9/11 mark, or so I'm gonna send this right here.
On the 9/11 mark.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna send this. Watch this video. Yeah. So again, this is rare, never before seen.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, anyways, going back. Okay, let's go continue back further, and then we'll power through, because I don't want to do another 5-hour. All right. So going back here. So Patrick Bet-David included a link. Yeah, over right here. So anyways, Patrick Bet-David copies Richard Gage's bogus talking point that again, he says that anti-gravity free energy molecular disruption only exists in the apartment of a random John Hutchison, but no such classified military technology exists. That's literally what they're implying. And this is of the Patrick Bet-David. Let's see if we have the interview there. I'm gonna pop it up.
No, I think it's some of it's part of my little highlight reel that I slapped together.
Yeah.
But we'll also go through it when I go through my article.
Yeah, definitely. I have it here actually, and I commented right here.
Thing about this.
I commented and saying, hey, that was my video of the Hutchison effect. And then someone replied, Math Easy, the legend, shame PBD isn't doing the interview justice. I love your channel. That's where the real goods are. God bless homie. All right, let's go. And I'm going to play these quickly, and then we could do yours. Again, you'll have a free reign once I finish these little intro. And then it'll be all 9/11 revisionist. I just want to go to this part. Where's the Hutchison effect part? Right here. Yeah, right here. So listen what he says. And that's my video. That's my
And this
typing
is
too.
iron.
Yeah.
And Rob, if you can, because this is going to take a while to go through it, if you want to fast forward a little bit,
And notice the fumes coming out of it.
right there. Stop it. Yeah, right there.
You can see how fumes are puffing out of the top of it.
And then boom. Okay.
There
Well,
goes the
when you see that, one would say that's not what happened to World Trade Center. World Trade Center just flat out came down.
Well, this is a small amount.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Judy actually made a good point. She said that like imagine you show someone like a light a match and be like, forest fires don't exist because that's match is so tiny. I'm like, this person's literally molecularly dissociating this the steel. It's like warping it just with cold to the touch. And he's saying, well, that's not important. It's towers didn't do this. I'm like, and now that's exactly what Richard Gage says. Here's he copies literally. I'm gonna go to where's the Gage part, and this one here, Gage Hutchison. Yeah, so he's copying exactly Gage and Hutchison. I mean Gage talking point, and I'm pretty sure because of my recent work on the Hutchison like. Pretty much making like irrefutable. Anybody that watches my playlist is irrefutable that Hutchison effect is real. It's not CGI or whatever. I'm playing this right here.
It comes down at freefall. How is directed energy?
Okay, it's not playing. I don't know why it's not playing properly.
It comes down at freefall. How is directed energy weapons going to achieve any kind of accuracy like that? The most advanced example of the use of energy to affect steel is the Hutchison effect, which has only been experimented on by Hutchison in small tabletop exercises. This is ludicrous to imagine that all these hollows could be targeted independently to be taken out all at once and on each floor subsequently synchronized floor by floor. And these fires certainly couldn't do that. We all agree on that.
Okay, so yeah, but for some reason it didn't show the video. But that's why if you can include the video photos. Okay, this is okay. Judy says, why are we talking about other stuff and not what happened in WTC? Did not want to talk about evidence. He only wants to talk about theories. Yeah, but I just want to go over the points right here, because the evidence is pretty clear. I just want to finish this off, and then we're gonna go over here on Patrick Bet-David. So Judy was asking why we were talking about other stuff that happened and not what happened in WTC. Well, the thing is, we all know what happened in WTC. This is more about showing why he's not talking about it, and also, what do you think? I just want to continue, just finish this off, and then we'll power through. Okay, I just want to finish this off. Yeah, so DJ W states that Patrick Bet-David knows. Yeah, okay, well, we can do this after. What do you want to? Because she's messaging me.
Yeah. Let's play my quick highlight
video.
reel that I've got ready with some of that just shows some of the stupid questions he asked, some of the very good sharp comebacks that Dr. Wood
Okay.
had, and it'll give you a bit of a synopsis of an idea of how unprepared and unwilling he actually was to share the evidence. So it's around about a 6-7 minute highlight reel of it. So let me just quickly do my share screen.
Yeah, you want to share? Okay, I'll pause my sharing.
Okay, I'm just requesting from my side, so you just got to allow me to be able to share. So you've just got to approve it.
Yeah, okay, I stopped sharing. So, I gotta approve, allow. Okay, so you're sharing.
Okay, so let me just go in here, share sound, screen 1, share, and let's play.
Okay, are you? I can't see your screen.
So what?
I can't. Are you sharing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop sharing mine and see if I can't see yours. How do I see it?
Let me just go out here real quick.
Okay.
Can you see my screen now?
Your screen? No. Okay, so we'll go over these notes. I'll try to not do it all at once, just so it's I guess I can keep going on forever. Okay, so we got Judy Wood live in the chat, correcting MES. Let's go. I'm gonna drink some bubbly.
Share and share. Okay, can you see my screen now with PBD?
No, I don't see your screen. Let me know. While you're figuring that out, I'm gonna go straight into.
No, but my stuff is ready. There must be something that you're doing wrong on your side.
What is it sharing? It says nobody's sharing. Advanced. Are you actually sharing? Where? How do I find what you're sharing? There it is. There it is. No, I have to click the other side. Okay, no, I got it. So there's the second bucket. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, I didn't realize how Zoom works. Or anyways, okay, so we're back.
Okay, so what am I doing now?
Okay, Judy says PBD's helpers. Yeah, okay. Judy says PBD's helpers said they were going to insert those images into the video. Okay, I can see him. I can see your video. There's a touch by David.
Okay, let's just start from the beginning and let's go.
So here's a highlight reel.
Some say planes brought him down. Okay, some claims are what people say. Number 2 is controlled demolition, thermite. You've heard about this, Richard Gate, explosive. 3 is missile, military planes. 4 is directed energy weapon, which is one of your claims.
No, it's not, and I want to hear. Not a claim.
I want to hear it. I want to hear what you have to say. Yeah. Then another one, smaller one, mini nuke hypothesis, inside insurance job, and structural weaknesses. What do you think happened to the towers?
Well, if you want to, keep people arguing around about theories, and if somebody doesn't have a theory, somebody assigns them one. And if you want to bring out the truth, and somebody doesn't want it to come out, what's the best way to cover up irrefutable evidence?
Norman, the video's a bit like choppy. Is that an issue with, like, do you have it?
No, that's when you're looking at it, I think.
And then you.
No, but I think Judy says the video feed doesn't seem to be working.
No, it's Zoom with a live. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things.
Because it didn't have an issue before, or because the thing is your computer is super slow. That's the thing. Have you updated yet to the other one? Can you?
Not yet.
You might have to. Do you have this like as a video or where I could play?
Oh,
that's the thing, because your computer is Windows 8.
It's on Telegram. I shared it on the Telegram group.
So I think the easiest one, just because again your computer, even with your computer as you're shifting, it's like lagging. So I can play them if you want, and then that might be easier. Up to you.
Okay, but just go into our Telegram chat because it's there.
Yeah, so I'll just follow. You just tell me what to do, and I'll do it because my computer's super fast. So I will stop sharing. You can.
I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, stop sharing, and I will share. Okay, I'm gonna share on the Telegram. Yeah, because we had this. I think we had an issue before. I'm gonna share. Hudson effect here. Okay, so you said it was on a Telegram, and also if you could upload these to like Rumble. Okay, where's the where did you post it on Telegram?
In our private chat.
Okay, in this one here. Okay, this is the 8-minute one. Oh no, that's the. Okay. Oh no, that's Judy Wood says her video feed didn't seem to work, but yours also was choppy. So where do we go here? Where do I
Just go down, go down, go down,
down or up?
go down. It's recent.
Okay. There's 8 minutes right here.
Yeah, right over there, that one.
AJ comments, this is Andrew Johnson.
Oh, no, one up, 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 up.
Okay, where are we going?
Did I share it? Just see where did I put it. No, I don't think I've uploaded it, but we can skip that.
Well, you can upload it right now while we speak, and then just anywhere on MES links, and then I'll play it. But yeah, so then we can skip that one and then go to the next one. Discuss a bit, go through article. But I do want to play that full trailer. If you can just upload it right now.
I'm sending it to you now.
Okay, just send it to me right now on personal, or where are you going?
Personal.
Okay, I'll open up now the Revisionist. All right, there's the.
It's coming through. It's nearly done.
Yeah. Okay, so Judy Wood said her video feed was stalled out and needed to restart.
There we are.
Okay, there's
You've got it.
So some say planes brought
Yeah, this is kind of what I mean. Just like send it to me. Okay, I have a double speed for some reason.
down. Okay, some claims are what people say. So some say planes brought them down. Okay, some claims are what people say. Number 2 is controlled demolition, thermite. You've heard about this, Richard Gate, explosive. 3 is missile, military planes. 4 is directed energy weapon, which is one of your claims.
No, it's
And I
not,
want to
it's
hear.
not a claim.
I want to hear it. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
Then another one, smaller one, mini nuke hypothesis, inside insurance job, and structural weaknesses. What do you think happened to the towers?
Well, if you want to, keep people arguing around about theories, and if somebody doesn't have a theory, somebody assigns them one. And if you want to bring out the truth, and somebody doesn't want it to come out, what's the best way to cover up irrefutable evidence?
Okay.
You call it a theory. And then you mutate it some, and then, she talks about space beams, or she talks about hurricane powering the space beams. They have various things that get propagated around the internet. Pretty soon, people don't read my book, and they don't even know what's in it. But they go that route. What my book really is designed to do is to train people or retrain
May I show the
them.
book so the audience
Yeah.
knows? The book is titled "Where Did the Towers Go?" Okay.
Yep.
And it's very thorough, very detailed. So,
It's empirical evidence.
right, empirical evidence. They're speaking to a regular audience that's not out of your community.
Yep.
These are regular people like me. They don't have the degrees. They haven't gone and done the applying your expertise in material science, image analysis, and infrometry to a forensic study of over 40,000 images, hundreds of video clips, a large volume of witness testimony, analysis of dust samples, seismic data, and the analysis of other environmental evidence painting to the destruction of the World Trade Center complex. People haven't done that. The average person hasn't gone and filed a suit against the NIST contractors, right? We're alleging scientific fraud in the World Trade Center investigation. Later on, the case was dismissed, but the Second Circuit affirmed, and the U.S. Supreme Court docket shows your petition, which is the number 09/548. The average person hasn't gone that far to find the truth. So I know you're not comfortable using the weapon, using the phrase directed energy weapon, but let's just use directed energy. Let's set aside the word weapon. To use directed energy, say I'm somebody that has unlimited resources. I have money, and I wanted to be able to use directed energy to make something dustify. Let's just use that as a word. How much money would I need to have to be able to use the technology to do so?
Well, go visit John Hutchison. He can show you.
So to me, in order to test it at that level, don't you have to have tested it before in smaller buildings?
And there are very suspicious things that have happened in time before that. But the important thing, again, to remember is the average person doesn't know what they're looking at. And that's the impressive thing about this trick, was that the entire planet watched this happen, but they don't know what they're looking at. So they can be told something else, and they'll just buy it. They don't understand what this is.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is, if I'm researching this, like, here's what I did. I went online and I said, okay, have we had any, and by the way, there's a follow-up question to this. I went online and said, have we had any directed energy weapons being used in the history of mankind? Rob, if you want to ask this question on ChatGPT, see what comes up. There was even one as recent as Israel that did it this year in 2025 with a drone. But if you look at the three things comes up: laser weapon systems aboard USS Ponce, the Navy, okay, that we had in 2014 in the Persian Gulf. And this system engaged in test targets, including UAV drones and small boats, and was authorized for self-defense use.
Well, I've only read about slingshots, BB guns, and bow and arrows, so it's got to be one of those. You know, in other words, people only look within their repertoire. They don't observe, and if they're told that it hasn't been used before, then okay, it hasn't been used.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I went and looked to see what's being used. So that's one of them. The other one was the Turkey's Alka system in Libya in 2019, which is 6 years ago.
I'm going to disclose to you that I contacted the Directed Energy Directorate with
Turkey?
No, in the U.S.
And
And showing this evidence and saying, is somebody in your outfit doing this? Oh, we don't have no idea what that is, and we wouldn't be able to explain it. Of course, that's what they're going to say publicly, but they didn't say you're wacko for suggesting that.
in order for this directed energy weapon allegedly to have been used on the World Trade Center, they had to have been tested before. For example, what do you think is more powerful, this or a nuclear bomb?
This.
Tell me why.
You destroy the entire planet. You get people an answer or something they can attach to. Oh,
Right.
that's what they need, a reason why the buildings went poof. Oh, I saw that airplane, so therefore that did it. And some people argue for airplanes, some people argue against airplanes. And what I like to say is airplanes can't turn buildings to dust in midair.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Real airplanes
Yeah.
can't, and neither can fake airplanes. So there's no point in talking about the airplane issue because that's just a distraction away from what is actually happening.
And if they've been used in movies, I believe this exists. I don't think this is like something that's out of the ordinary. So I'm not speculating that they exist.
Would you believe it's top secret?
Could be. I do.
The response I got back from the Directed Energy Director, it kind of was hinting that way, like we're not going to talk about it. It's just like, I don't know, we don't do that.
I don't ask you. Before we came up, you said something about flat Earth. What is your thought on flat Earth?
I think the northern Royal Albatross had it figured out. Who would want to admit it?
Yeah.
But people don't see what's really there. They see what they think they're supposed to see.
Yeah. By the way, when you got your degree and you finished up your PhD, what did you do for work from 92 till 01? What did you do professionally?
Well, I was there's more of a story behind that. I was a, what do you call it, a postdoc student for some of that. I got injured, like as in killed, and then come back from that. A whole lot of stuff, yeah. I've had a full life.
Good for you.
And that's another reason why I felt like I needed to go into 9/11.
Well, what did you do full time? What was your full time job? Were you a professor or did you work for a company as a mechanical engineer?
I mainly when I came back from that, I was doing a postdoc, and then I became a professor.
So, but what else would you want to leave the audience to think about?
Think about how careful we need to be to not be led around. What do magicians do? They get you to lie to yourself. They get you to believe something that isn't true. They get you to make an assumption, a jump of something that isn't true. And so if you're constantly being, it's either this, or this. No, but this doesn't agree to it. Oh, don't look at that. Instead, you need to look at what is in front of you. Think of that exercise that artist did, putting his hands underneath a wooden
that's
shelf.
very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're forced to look at one piece relative to another and see what is really there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, epic stuff.
it's not like he was coming in with
Yeah.
questions that weren't in line with what they invited her to come to discuss. Completely off topic. What the hell has the shape of the earth got to do with what happened on 9/11 and her work experience?
Yeah. Oh, and
It was really frustrating watching.
I want to make a point about that too. And also, before we get to that, Matthew Niles is in the show, and I just told Judy Wood Matthew Niles is in the chat, and Judy says cool. All right, so yeah, Matthew Niles, if you're in the chat, where's Matthew Niles' message right here? There's so many comments. Yeah, there's Matthew Niles, unrealistic theoretically by TBD. Yeah, so Matthew Niles in the show, and yeah, so you can say hi to Judy Wood as well. She's in the chat on the side there. All right, and also yeah, about that the part about the what she asked about the job employment. This one is Judy Wood told me that after they shook hands at the end of the interview, she thought recording stopped. Then PBD asked her about her employment history, but in the interview upload, PBD splices this part before the handshake, even though she told him she doesn't want any personal or employment related questions. So if I go right here, I just want to quickly go to the PBD one. So where's the handshake? Right here. Where's the handshake? I'm pretty sure. Okay, I think the handshake's at the end, right? Yeah, there's a handshake. The handshake is the last things that she does.
Well, thank you for coming out. This was great.
Thank
Appreciate you.
Thank you so
Okay, so there's the handshake, and then that's at the end. And now, so after this handshake is when she thought it was a private conversation about, and then that's when he asked about the job history, because she told him doesn't want any personal private. Again, and Judy, yeah. So there's Judy says my work experience was in a private conversation after the interview ended. So after that handshake, and then that's when they said, what is it, NASA thing. And then that's what, but it's made it seem like when I saw this video, it made it seem like it was part of the natural interview.
Yeah.
So he literally, again, like I don't know what more you got to do.
That was at Boeing.
You're a boy.
Yeah, for
And I think the reason is because she mentioned Boeing and NASA as if like it worked a bit there, as if that means anything. And because the thing is, before I even saw the stream, someone messaged something about NASA. So someone messaged right here. Well, someone messaged about NASA working. Yeah. So yes, interesting tidbit. Wood worked for NASA, Langley, and Boeing for a year each. Yeah. So the thing is, it's like, but that was in a private conversation, and so I knew about. I got that message before I even watched the video. So it's like, and again, I think he did it on purpose, similar to Kurt Weldon calling her Judith, because Judith is a Jewish name. So it's kind of make it seem
But
like
Kurt Weldon knows a lot more than he's letting on. And he's basically stepped in it a couple of times, stating the lack of rubble and all of that, and then his history with DEs and all of that. So the fact that he's pushing the narrative that he's pushing, either he's you can only really speculate on his motives, but he's definitely not somebody that I would trust, because he's obfuscating the truth.
Yeah, definitely. And then so Judy's asking, why would he ask that? And he didn't ask Gage where he had worked. So he probably, because they probably work in the same Freemasonic Lodge.
Okay, one should ask Gage what has he been doing for the last 18 years, because where's he getting all his income? I don't think he's done any type of architectural work ever since he got onto the scene in 2007 in any case.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. All right. So now so we want to power through some of these. I know another part I want to make about the that interview. So Patrick Bet-David told Judy what she was not allowed to show any videos or photos, or I'm not sure if he told or just that was assumed. So she was not told to show any videos or photos, but she snuck in a few printouts. So that's why she had those printouts of the Bible and the bubbler. It's because she snuck those in, and PBD told her several times to now look at her notes during the interview. All right. So
and to dumb it down for a fifth grader, but the thing is, if he actually did his due diligence, he would have figured out how much she's dumbing it down for him already.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, because when I read her book, it's it is very, very like, it's like for the layman. Because like I said, I saw the front and back cover. I'm like, all right, I knew pretty much everything. I'm like, I knew right away planes don't go through steel.
On to Gage's stuff and the experiments that they did, and then heard about the nukes. That didn't make sense. Went through all the conspiracy movies with In Plain Sight and all the drama that was popping around then. And when I saw Dr. Wood's 2012 presentation, everything just clicked. And anybody with intellectual humility will be able to see that. And that's why such a concerted effort is made out there to have people not look at it, because as soon as you do, there's no going back.
Okay. Yeah, and also I got a message. So he didn't say didn't tell her that you can't show the videos, but that the host was not able to show them. So what's the difference?
Well, he's got an IT guy that can pull everything up.
Yeah.
If you give him
Yeah.
a talking list beforehand with your links and everything that you are going to go through,
And it's
that's
not
what they do.
And it's not a live, but the thing is, it's also not live either. So they can literally do anything afterward, and they can
Yeah.
even send you the interview. Hey, what do you think about it? And then you want to change things. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So basically, he didn't say that. Basically, they said that the IT guy, the host, weren't able to show them. yeah. But it's like the IT guy. They obviously like this production is next level. And also, she mentioned another thing. I want to go here before we further. She said that PBD's helpers said they were going to insert those images into the video. I'm guessing they did not. I sent them links many times. So she sent, yes, the thing is, she sent them the links many times. They wouldn't show. So what I'm going to do now is, this is 1 hour and 9 minutes and 49 seconds, okay? I'm going to see how much evidence is actually shown in this 1 hour and 9 minutes. And then
Pretty much none. Just if after he basically said, okay, fine, we've got to start wrapping up. That's when Dr. Wood brought in the Bible, when she brought in the talk with regards to, I think building 4 was earlier in the discussion. But yeah, if she didn't have those cutouts or printouts of hers, and she basically pushed it on him, she wouldn't have gotten anything in really. And it was, I think, close to about 45 minutes, 50 minutes in when he already wanted to end the conversation.
Yeah, and then he wanted to make it seem like he wasn't convinced by her. I'm like, nothing was presented. So I'm gonna go right here. This at the 6-minute mark. I'm gonna go through the entire thingy just to go to the points of the evidence and see how long that would take. And
But
then, yeah, I'm gonna play this. This is the first video he shows. Here's evidence.
This didn't look like a collapse. This doesn't make sense. Am I insane, or is the rest of the world insane?
So what do you claim?
Energy was manipulated differently than what we've seen before.
So energy was essentially directed and used as a weapon.
What they were doing is bringing in fresh dirt, putting it down the ground, stirring it around, taking it back out, bringing in more dirt.
So you're thinking they brought the dirt and the dirt wasn't there?
I've got pictures of the dirt trucks bringing dirt in.
Maybe they're comfortable with this theory. And
It's not a
his.
theory. I just talked about evidence.
What would be someone's motive to do what they did to 9/11?
9/11 was an attack on human consciousness. Since 9/11, people have not been thinking so clearly or so deeply. They hear something, oh, okay. People don't know what they're looking at. This Bible is there.
This Bible on the rock?
Yeah,
The Bible didn't burn.
right. And it has formerly liquid metal fused to the page.
So you're wondering how he put it up there.
Oh, I'm not wondering.
You know how he did it?
Yeah.
So and also notice one of the first things out of her mouth saying, "Am I insane?" So the first things in this that's in the clip that he shows is Judy Wood basically, like, think about the imagery. The first thing that comes out of her mouth in this thingy is wondering if she's insane. That's what he's showing to his audience. So I'm gonna go that again. Look how slick this guy is. Okay, go back here.
Energy was manipulated. This didn't look.
And basically, she's just pointing. This isn't right. This isn't right. Am I insane?
This didn't look like a collapse. This doesn't make sense. Am I insane, or is the rest of the world insane?
She's making him seem. I mean, he's making her seem like the typical conspiracy. This doesn't make sense. Am I insane? Like, that's the first wording in the first like 20 seconds. And also, yeah. So she also mentioned there was no mention of TOSA cars, and also Hudson effect doesn't work because of the scale. That's what he's saying. When has thermite been used to take down a 100-story building? Also, thermite is just like the absolute worst.
Yeah, but the main thing on his point regarding the dirt and everything, if you look at pictures of the buildings before they disappeared, did you see any dirt in Lower Manhattan around the World Trade Center complex?
Yeah.
No. Were the buildings filled with dirt? No. So obviously that dirt came from somewhere, and Dr. Wood nicely shows the trucks coming in filled with dirt.
And also, Judy reminded me as well. So when she said that I'm insane, that wasn't even related to the evidence, like the actual images and whatever.
Yeah.
That was this is also done to make it seem like out of context. It was actually it was her first reaction in her faculty when she was wondering how come the faculty can't see this. Like, am I insane or are they insane for thinking that this was a collapse? So that was out of context as well. So like, again, in 20 seconds, we have propaganda out of the wazoo. Okay.
Yeah, it's a full-on hit piece. I wonder if he was
Yeah.
prepped by Gage to do another hit piece, just like the flippin'
definitely.
clowns show debate between him and Fetzer. There was actually just two of them debunking one another and then attacking Dr. Wood.
Yeah, no, definitely. And another thing I want to point out is, first of all, Judy Wood, someone mentioned that it's pretty wild that she was sitting in the same seat that Trump was sitting in when they interviewed. So Trump had an interview with him as well. And also throughout this, we're going to see, throughout this, he plugs in his advertising for his t-shirts more than the actual evidence. Have you seen them? Have you seen the interview where he just plugs in, like, hey, buy my shirts, buy my cigars? All right, so we have the first 20 seconds had some out of context clips, and they literally showed the bubbler for like a split second. All right, so far no evidence presented. It's still not okay. There's the book. Okay, we're showing what evidence presented.
The book is titled "Where Did the Towers Go?" Okay,
Yep.
and it's very thorough, very detailed. So
It's empirical evidence.
right, empirical
So
evidence.
thorough and so
maybe
detailed that he hasn't read it yet.
Yeah. So it's like in your face.
through, what you think happened there. Just assume no
Not
one's
what she
heard
thinks
you.
happened.
Yeah.
She knows what happened. She's got the evidence pointing to it. Like, come on, man.
Okay, yeah, and so we're going right here. So far nothing's there, but also it's part of this one. She says notes. If you go here, notes. He says right here, don't worry, don't even look at your notes, and he says that twice. So she's looking at the notes, and look what he's saying. Don't look at the notes. I'm here to guide
Speaking
you.
right now so far, as if you're
Okay.
speaking to your own
Guide you
audience.
so that you can't
So don't worry about the
Yeah,
discuss
but
the
listen what he
evidence.
says right here. Yeah, right here.
your own audience. So don't worry about the audience. Don't even look at your notes. I want to get the information from you. Don't look at your notes. I want you to be with me.
Don't look at your notes. All right. So you're inviting her and telling her not to look at the notes. I'm like, this is important stuff. This isn't about. So another tactic he's trying to do. He's trying to make the evidence about her. The evidence is the towers turn to dust. There's nothing else. Here's notes on it that says nothing. So he's basically trying to make it a personality demonstration. Okay, now here's a printout that she snuck in, and then we're gonna play this.
From your lens, how you view it.
This doesn't make sense. I was in the faculty conference room. They were showing this video on the TV set.
Yep.
I looked at it and went, they called it a collapse, and I'm thinking, what does a collapse look like? It was kind of like an avalanche. This part gets going, and it gets this part going, and more, and pretty soon the whole thing's going. It doesn't go 1, 2, 3, poof. This didn't look like a collapse. It's squirting up and out. It looks more like a drinking fountain, bubbler. And I looked around the faculty conference room and kind of like, you guys aren't buying this, or what kind of a wacko do we hire? That was a very weird feeling. Am I insane, or is the rest of the world insane?
So this is what you're telling. This is what all of us saw.
Yep. And you can follow some of those pieces coming down, and they dissolve before they hit the ground.
And notice a constant roar. There's no explosives. Yeah, this is the thing out of
No bright flashes.
Yeah, I told Judy, I'm like, you should have asked Patrick Bet-David. It's like, hey, what do you not notice? Any sound?
The traffic lights you can still see.
Can you go from the beginning, grab the first 10 seconds?
Oh, the spire. He cut the spire up. The spire's coming to dust. Yeah. The spire. There's a
From the
spire.
beginning, grab the first 10 seconds. So this is where a Richard Gage and many from his community will say this was an explosion, thermite,
No.
right? Instead of maybe other claims. You're seeing this, you say, I don't believe what they're saying. What next necessary steps do you take to get your conclusion?
Yeah. So, and also notice he in the title says collapse. When I saw the title, I'm like, my goodness, I knew it was a hit piece just from here. Towers went poof. The first part and the first clip says it literally says her, oh, I'm insane. That's what he's trying to imply. And Twin Towers collapsed, even though Judy Wood literally has been for years saying it's not a collapse, and it's obviously not. And going back to the bubbler, so this is, I'm gonna quickly here, not a collapse. So I posted this on Telegram way back.
But
This-
MES, my article goes into great
Yeah.
depth, and it's
Yeah.
an hour and 15 minutes in. So if
Okay.
you want to
Yeah,
wrap up under 2 hours, then we need to get keep
No, it's
going.
all right. It will go as long as you go. But I'm gonna quickly. We'll get to it. I'm gonna try rapid fire. So this one here is the bubbler. They couldn't just show this on the screen and then ask, is this a collapse? Is this a collapse? Is this a giant ball? Is this a snowball?
Snowball.
Is this a collapse? And then look at this little squirt. And then the alt media will be like, hey, look inside this little tiny thingy. There's a squirt.
Yeah.
What about this giant?
They'll have you look at that small little thing there and ignore everything above, and never mind all the dust above that's going
Yeah.
into the bloody upper atmosphere.
Yeah. And also, now here's a thermite here. Okay, I'm gonna go do the thermite quickly, and then thermite. This is one I made right here. So compare thermite. So I made this comparison. Here's thermite at the bottom. Here's dustification on the top at 45 times speed. And compare the loud and bright thermite reactions, which also do very little damage. On another part, they do very little damage. This bucket's fine. And the quiet 7+ hours, even weeks, months, years later of dustification. Let's play this.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so and that's a little tiny amount too. And this is the world's like biggest buildings ever. Okay, now see that explosion? The bucket's fine. Right? This is after the bucket's fine. Nothing happened to the bucket or these little four corners. All right, so, and this keeps going on. I have 14 minutes of it going on. WDC 7 turned off everything. Anyways, so that's that. And then the other one I wanted to go quickly was compare sound building. I think that's how I can. No, this was the compare explosives building. Do you remember this one here? Demolition of a real demolition. Okay. No, this is prepared. I want to show this just to illustrate how big it is. Towers, tons. I think this. I gotta find this. Sorry for where to go. And then we'll. Okay, here it is. So I made this one here. I told Judy during our call. So comparison between the 500,000 ton North Tower dustification 9/11 versus a 16,000 ton Bethlehem City the headquarters demolition. Notice how quiet the dustification is versus the very loud explosive sound. And also, so you need to multiply this by like a lot, 30 or something. Yeah. See, and then it says blinded by the light. Yeah. So she sent the video blinded by the light. I want to play this. It's not playing. I'm gonna play this for the audience. You've seen it. I'll play it on my Telegram because it's on my app. It's easier. I'm gonna go comparison HQ or compare HQ. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna play this for the audience. For some reason it doesn't play there. So I'm gonna play this right here. Actually, it doesn't download. I'm gonna play this and then we'll go back. So Norman, the audience can see this. You can't, but it'll be fine. Okay, this is a normal speed. So here's normal speed. So here's on the right. This is the HQ building. It's gonna explode. And I actually had to lower the audio on the right because it was way too loud for my ears. It was hurting. And now we're gonna make it all the same size. So here's the same size. So this is 31 buildings. Need to compare that here. Listen, equals 1 North Tower height. So that's the kind of sound you would hear. So the entire state would have heard it. All right. So that's that part. Evidence missing on this. Judy Wood send this. Okay. So we're an hour and a half in, and okay now I'm gonna power through this one. Okay, and this is blinded by the light. Yeah, this is the song here. I got a copyright strike last time, or a copyright claim when I play this here. Let's go to the sound. Where's the music?
Blinded.
Oh, I don't want to play too much. I don't get a copyright issue again. Okay, so that's that part. So we've got 12 minutes in, and then I'm going to power through your article. But I do want to go through this because this is very fascinating. Okay, so far no evidence is being presented. It's just talking. And again, his role is trying to make it a personality war. That's literally what they do. It's all about personality. That's why you have like Richard Gage. He's the one who doing 9/11. Alex Jones is Mr. 9/11. These guys are Mr. Clowns. All right. So far nothing. No. So far nothing. And so she's trying to explain to him, but it's like they're not showing the actual stuff.
And he's
there.
just playing dumb.
Yeah, and again, it's and he speaks my language. Okay, the first line they sing is blinded by the light. Okay, that was. I'll play that again. Actually, okay. So she said the first line is blinded by the light, but it just takes a while before they actually say anything. I still want to get a copyright.
You're gonna get copyright strike if you start from the beginning.
Okay. But anyways, we got the blinded by the light. I still want to see where's the transcript? There's no transcript. Okay, anyways, we played the one somewhere over there, but yes. On YouTube, you get the thing is, yeah, Judy is messaging. The thing is, on YouTube, any music like that, it's gonna be an issue dealing with that. But then I have to do like a counterclaim and then dispute and so on with copyright music. So, anyways, so now next evidence, and then he shows this one.
Statins.
Finally shows this the Hudson. We showed
And this
this
is
before.
iron,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
a
iron.
little bit,
See how fumes are
That's like
puffing out of the
20
top
minutes.
of it.
Yeah, it goes in. So far,
and then boom.
yeah, and then he
Center
says,
just, but look what happens to it.
and then that's when he says, "Oh look, this is advanced anti-gravity and like molecular dissociation. You got electromagnetic direct energy, but ignore this. It's just only guy in an apartment does it." I'm like, are you insane? It's like, imagine you were able to teleport like your a little pencil, and then be like, you can't teleport a building. I'm like, you can teleport a. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going, and then once we finish this one, we'll go over to your thing, because I do want to power through. Okay, there it is, and there's the this is the OKC bombing.
Where if you look at the image from the roof of for
Can you do roof image, Rob? Oklahoma bombing, and just go roof image.
it's got like scallop cylindrical holes that actually when I first saw building 6 at the World Trade Center, I thought that was the Oklahoma City building, and I got the two confused because they look very similar. There's just one story difference in height.
All right, so we got they showed about it, and they're talking about it, and then they showed oh yeah, here's another image of it, and they added the tarp there to make it I think yeah, basically they added a tarp, but even with or without the tarp, it's still pretty ridiculously circular giant cutout.
Saying that what I'm trying to
So that was evidence. So we had a few seconds. Now we have another one.
do you think happened to the tower?
Where did I end up going? Going back here. I think I ended up going back. Okay, this is right here. Okay, so we're gonna go back. There's a dart. Okay, and then keep going. So far we've gotten like how many minutes do you think of evidence was shown? Do you know?
2, 3, 4, 5.
5 minutes? I'm not. I think under 5. I don't know about that. Okay, and then there's an ad. Okay. This one I mentioned to Judy. She hasn't seen the full interview yet, guys. She told me she couldn't stomach watching this guy grift like this. Okay, now look at what he does. Right after you're speaking, he throws in an ad in the middle. Okay, yeah. Spherical bomb does not do OKC. That's what she says. Yeah, definitely. Can we play this right here?
Yeah.
He came down without the building around.
Okay, this is
Died. A lot of people
Pascal.
died.
This is Pascal Bozzetti. Also, he's saying that stairwell B survivors are just lucky. I'm like, nothing's on top of them. Anyways,
But there was a few survivors that they made movies about it, right? That we read about.
Pascal Bozzelli survived when the building around him didn't. The building around him was gone. They call him the surfer. That
Yeah.
he came down without the building around him. But if it's not a kinetic energy weapon and not a thermal energy weapon,
Yeah.
it was something that isn't in the whatever you call it, multiple choice menu.
Nowadays,
Oh, yeah.
more than ever, the brand you wear reflects and represents who you are. So for us, if
Okay,
you
so there's more advertising. There's advertising like literally right after you're speaking about Pascal Bozzelli surviving impossible stuff. Okay, so there's an advertisement. I'm gonna keep going, and then we're almost done. Once we're done, it's Mike's to yours, Norman. I have to think about this. Okay, Matthew says, I'm sorry to say, but I think she wasted her time. He was low key making fun of her. Well, he was trying to, but again, it's like Judy is too nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Dr. Wood is too nice. I would have ripped his fucking throat out.
Okay, this part was pretty interesting. They talked about predictive programming, which is pretty it's like he literally shot himself there. He's like, you would expect movies to have it. I'm like, there's so many movies talking about it. I'm like, he's like, wait a second. They didn't discuss more about that. I'm like, you just proved your point though. All right, so there's that. Okay, there's this part.
what is that? That's not dust. If you want to look at that, Dr. Ju.
So he's saying this is not dust. This is ground level, barely any steel.
Yeah, that's not 110 stories.
And this
What's
is not.
all that fluffy stuff over everything?
And this
dude?
one, which building is this? This is building.
That's building 3. So
yeah, building 3.
what Gage would want you to believe is that one column that was severed took down building, or that's what NIST wants you to believe, that one column took down the whole building 7. There you've got the gash of the middle of building 3, and it's still standing, and 14 people survived in that building as well.
And this is before this the North Tower fell. This is the North Tower right here. It still hasn't fallen yet.
That's the South Tower. Yeah,
it's the North.
No, that's the North Tower still standing.
North
that's
is the second
after
one.
the
North is after. And the thing is,
North is after. But if you look at building.
Yeah.
If you look at the South Tower disintegrating and you see the amount of rubble and everything that fell over that building, when the cameraman is actually walking towards that, you can see three of the Weechecks that stabbed into the street, but the amount of rubble that you would expect to be there wasn't there. It was physically dust. So. And most of the stuff that you see lying around there is the exterior aluminium cladding that was around the building. And it wasn't major bunch of solid pieces of steel that got, according to Gage, blasted and ejected 600 feet into all directions, because it wasn't there.
Yeah, definitely. And also, and again, this is just an out of context photo there. North Tower still standing. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And it's not 1.8 million tons.
Material.
Because ground level. They're on ground level.
Look at that, Dr. Judy.
Yeah, that's not 110 stories worth of material.
And then when
So
she
what do you
shows the
think
building
it is?
4, okay.
Think of a game of pickup sticks, where you have a pile there, and if they're really standing up and
notice the videos he's showing. He's not showing the videos that show like the best ones. He's just showing the ones that get the emotional attachment of them running away.
you try to make them look like they're more, but
So you think they're manipulating
okay,
this?
this picture is right after 9/11.
Let me see it.
That one over there, and that's ground level.
We see,
That's
just
the
look at
plaza
what
in
building,
that-
building
and
3
now-
Marriott Hotel looks like.
Okay, and then also notice what they're talking about evidence now. This screen image there is just completely out of whack. And now look what she's showing him. This image
That
right
one over
here.
there, and that's ground level.
Yeah.
That's the plaza.
And also, Judy says the adjacent buildings would look like machine gun fire if the building blew up. Yeah, definitely. 'Cause
And
it's like nothing went out.
that's the North Tower. That's the North Tower with stairwell B.
And again, those are the exterior lobby columns. This is the wheat checks on top of them, but they're ground level. Nothing's on top. I can't stress enough. Okay.
And that's street level. That's street level where the ambulance was parked.
And also, she's showing him the one with the sphere. So this one, she's showing this photo, saying, "Hey, look, this is a 1.8 million tons," and he's looking at this. There's and then this is a lamppost. So she points to stairwell B, corner facade. I think this one here, this is a lamppost.
Yeah.
And there's a hole there for some reason. Okay, so that's. They were. Yeah, I didn't see any of this image you are now showing. Okay, so she's saying she didn't see any of these images that are showing. They were inserted later. Yeah, because that's this part right here. This image there, and so she wasn't even seeing these.
Yeah.
And that globe that was in the middle.
So they're discussing something that they're showing on the screen that she wasn't being made aware of. So that's even more.
Yeah, but that's post edit.
No, I know, but the thing is, that's covering up what she's talking about.
It's not in line with what they were discussing. Yeah.
No, that's what I mean. And she's showing. So she's showing this image, and they're not showing that. Instead, they're showing some other.
There's some holes in the ground.
Yeah,
But
there's a hole in the ground. Yeah, somewhat the hole in the ground.
the patio level of the plaza.
Okay, so what was the temperature when all this stuff was coming?
Instead of saying, "Well, that's unbelievable," he's saying, "What's the temperature?" That's the. What?
Again.
That's this one right here. So she's.
We'll cover that in a bit.
Okay, we'll cover that. Yeah, yes, you cover that. Okay, and we'll see what else we have in here. Okay, so far we have a bit of evidence that, and they're showing the book, and this is the. Now she's showing this part right here. She's showing the building 4, right here. There's building 4. She's showing this one. Instead of showing to the big screen, he doesn't. Not even post production, they do this. They don't even show it, and that's it. There's building 4.
Act.
And now look, he's quiet. He's trying to think about, in my opinion, he's trying to think about what should he say, because this is irrefutable.
Survived. There was a Warner Brothers store there with Roadrunner in it. And it didn't get crushed.
I want to know who built that structure, right? That's who I want to hire. That's,
Right.
so what's this, Rob? What do you have here?
Okay,
That's
and now
Roadrunner?
they have building 4, but they ignore the context. But it's also this ground level, and also this is much bigger than.
Well, that's the remaining
stuff of building 4.
wing of the north part of Building 4. here's building 4 here,
Mm-hmm.
and where my finger shows, that's what you're seeing. Is just that block above
That
there.
guy.
Yeah, that's just this part, but this whole part went missing.
Okay.
The large part.
So notice they zoomed in on made her big when she's showing the printout image, like the animation, not the actual evidence. Like they didn't zoom into this one. That's pretty irrefutable. Okay, we're almost there.
And that's what you see here where I dashed it in.
What things?
Okay. Now they keep talking nonsense. Like he keeps talking nonsense about like asking about employment now, and then but employment was after the handshake in a private conversation. So again, this is wild stuff. Okay, privately. Okay. The inserted later privately referred image as the okay. Well, she said private. Can I say that, Judy? You said privately, so I won't refer what you call that. All right. So anyways, keep going. Yeah, and now they finally show the book, and they cover up the bottom there. But anyways,
Thinking about it, a bunch of guys will buy it. But what else would you want to leave the audience to think about?
think about how
yeah.
careful.
And then again, it's making it a personality thingy, and literally just making a personality battle. Okay, and he said, okay, there's the Bible one. So she printed out the Bible and showing them.
This Bible on the rock.
Yeah,
The Bible didn't burn.
right, and it has formerly liquid metal fused to the page.
And this is in the museum?
Yes, just before you they run you through this loop-de-loop around, and just before you leave, I thought I missed it, and I was turning around to go back, and there it is. It's like in the middle of the aisle.
Do they find out whose Bible it was or no? Because I'm sure the family would love this.
They probably don't know. But there's some very interesting things if you know what you're looking at there. Like a fire truck where only the electrical stuff is toasted in it. Nothing else.
You are fully convinced that's what happened.
Okay, and notice about the Bible, he asked about whose Bible is it, as opposed to like that's absolutely magic. I'm gonna play this, and then I think we could actually we'll do that later. So I'll do that after. And then there's the toasted bus
Ones.
right here.
Rob, please get it right when you're showing pictures like this.
But that's all right.
In a serious meeting.
He probably doesn't have that one.
No, he needs to take it seriously. I mean, let me-
This one they have beyond
And then
the
there's nothing
He's
else.
paywall.
telling his
at the
assistant that
museum.
he's got to take it
There's
seriously.
stuff
when
outside the
he's not.
paywall, and you have to pay more to
Yeah.
go
Yeah, and then and this other part here. They just ignore the toasted card. There's a giant hole in the steel. there.
holes.
That's wild. And they still have it up there.
Yeah, and you'll see
You're
it.
convinced. So what do you think about Richard Gage and his
Why are you talking about Richard Gage? Richard Gage should not be. Okay, and then I think there's a commercial here. Okay, I think anyways keeps going, and so far an hour and 9 minutes, and pretty much, and then he's promoting his another. Oh, this is a Coral Castle one. Okay, so now we talk about Coral Castle, and yeah, and there's basically.
No, that's the end of the interview.
Yeah, that's end of the interview, and then they show this one here, and they ignores all the lather evidence justification, and then at the end he has to throw his hats in there.
I'm optimistic. I'm excited about what's going to be. We have Screen One PBD podcast. You smoke cigars and you come to our cigar lounge. We have this high quality lighter cutter and a whole different things. But if you believe, the future looks bright.
Okay, if you believe it, yeah, buy his merch. Okay, and then also, yeah, he didn't want to talk about the Bible, and yeah, definitely because, and then instead of saying, hey, how is it burnt like that? This is a paper oven. So no, this is a different one. This is paper. I think what was the spontaneous combustion? Spontaneous. Yeah. So the melting point. This is one I mentioned to Judy in the show. So here's paper being put in a furnace at 700 degrees Fahrenheit, but the paper spontaneously ignites at 424 Fahrenheit or 218 degrees Celsius. So here's paper in here. So here's paper inside an oven that's 700 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, let's see, and it lights on fire. All right, and now we have the Bible with like molten steel. Molten unburned paper. So in other words, it's not molten by heat, it's just liquefied. So it's liquefied, and again, and the paper's the Bible's paper is much thinner. All right, so there's that, and again, and now we'll throw it over to I think you want to cover this. I'm pretty much done yapping for a while, and it's all yours.
Okay, cool. Then I've just got a screen share real quick.
Okay, you can screen share, and if you want to share videos, if it's slow, let me. I'll play.
But
Otherwise,
you sharing, so you've got to stop sharing first.
Okay, I made it. I think I made it 1% at a time. Okay, so I gotta. I'm gonna stop sharing. How do I just stop? What do I? Okay, stop sharing. There it is. Okay, I'm stop sharing. So you are good to go.
Okay.
And
Share sound. Share. Just got to bring this over. Okay, so we're going to quickly run through my article that I wrote with regards to my comeback on and my feedback with regards to that, because initially Dr. Wood talked to Patrick and told him that he's just got to listen to the evidence in the three stages. And then I just put in this little part that this person commented. He said, I find it amazing that even I myself, who knew the story was B-stroke S.
Norman, 1 second. For some reason, it's like your screen is completely blurry on our end. I'll send a.
What do you mean it's blurry? If I look on the live feed, it's in focus.
On the live feed. Okay, so on mine.
Yeah.
No, but
The
what are
live
you?
feed is fine.
You have a live, like I'm showing the
On
live
the feed on YouTube, it's fine.
No, like the reading there. That's my thing opened up. You're showing the comment there. It's all blurry on mine. Can you guys see it? Because
Oh shit! There I see it now. But why would that be?
yeah, so it's all blurry. So again, I think it might be. Well, it's the first time we've done Zoom with us where you share the screen. And
I've always done it on Zoom, and it's never been. Oh, no, I can see it. I'm watching the live now.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It looks blurry Chinese. That's just it's blurry. Yeah, so it's blurry. I don't know. I don't know if it's Zoom. Just
Are you screen sharing still or not?
no, I'm not screen sharing. So unless you want to try Microsoft Teams, or
No, Teams just suck.
I can go over the article and then you can.
Okay, then I'll tell you when to down scroll or whatever. So
Yeah,
open
yeah,
up
so
on
just
your
'cause
side, I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, so press to stop sharing. Okay, so we have technical difficulties. I'll be sharing it, and okay, we're going back to this face. This guy, this photo's so cool. All right, so that's let's close this one. Okay, so we are right here, and let me know. This is the comment you wanted to go over.
Yeah, so go over the comment. So that's just the gentleman that basically never believed it until he knew there was something wrong, but he never watched Dr. Wood's stuff. So as soon as he did, then he saw that it is nothing comes close. So you can down scroll a little bit now.
Okay.
Okay, so play that video. You can enlarge it a bit, and then we can look at what happens to those steel columns on the right. Just enlarge it. No,
No, but the thing is, I have a
on the
giant
video itself.
I have a giant monitor. I have a giant monitor. It will.
Yeah,
it
but
will-
just click. Yeah, but click on the video there. Then
Yeah.
then you'll see that it opens up and it becomes bigger.
I'm not sure what you mean bigger. No, it's
Just click on that.
no. I have a giant screen. Look what I mean.
Yeah, but click there.
No,
And
I
then
have
you'll
it.
see it becomes bigger.
No, on your computer my computer becomes huge where it covers up everything. So,
Yeah.
but I'm just zooming in here. I'll zoom in. You can see it properly.
Yeah, I can see it properly.
Then-
So if you look at the steel core and steel columns falling to the left, you can physically see how those things just fizzle up into dust. So there's no bright flashes going off with regards to thermite. There's no bombs going off, no nothing. You can physically see those things fizzle away into dust.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the other thing is, the size of those columns are absolutely massive. And
Yeah.
I think Judy Wood mentioned one time. I think
Now, there's a nice picture where the guys were busy building the buildings.
yeah.
So
No, and also, but like, why the columns? Those ones aren't down. I think it was in a Hiroshima lecture. You know, there's like circular cutouts, and I think she said they might be 24 feet in diameter, roughly the wheat checks. So, or maybe that spot was a zone that wasn't wasn't
Okay. So we can
interactive
scroll
well.
down. So, okay. So obviously after you show, no, go up. Right there. So he then immediately goes into Richard Gage claiming that what you see is bombs and thermite. So Patrick, it seems that he's struggling with these cognitive dissonance and the three main problems, and that's problem-solving skills, groupthink, and he just possibly just can't handle the implications. You can quickly open up the Myanmar building collapse article, because that's a very good thought experiment for people to work through. So just click on that link so that the people can see what the article looks like.
Okay, so Myanmar.
Yeah, just unzoom the stuff. So yeah, you can just slowly scroll through it, because then you can see the Myanmar collapse versus the towers. You can see a conventional control demolition. I go into what a pancake theory looks like. I scroll down. Scroll down. Then over there you can see that's a 29 story. No, go up with a other building.
Oh, because it's a bit delayed. That's the thing. Is it okay? There's like a 5-second delay.
So there the 387 foot, 180 meter building. They used a hell of a lot of explosives and everything to take that thing down. You can scroll down a little bit more with regards to what we saw on 9/11. The building's just up and disappeared. So people can go check out that article. That's why I hyperlinked it in the article. You can go back to the Patrick article now.
Yeah, I'll send this to the people as well. I'll send this one. This is a good article as well there. And yeah.
Okay, so the main thing is also he couldn't fathom what Dr. Wood was explaining to him with regards to the seismic readings, with it only being surface waves and there were no P and S waves. And so the thing is, what I can commend him on is the fact that he was reiterating the qualifications Dr. Wood has to be able to speak to what happened, as others have in the past, but who in the end stabbed her in the back. So let's just listen to what Fetzer had to say before he turned into a backstabbing you-know-what.
Let's play this.
The speaker to begin this afternoon's session has degrees in civil engineering with a focus in structural, in engineering mechanics, which is also known as applied physics, and a PhD in materials engineering science, which, as far as I have been able to discern, are the disciplines that are most directly relevant to evaluating what actually happened to the Twin Towers and at the World Trade Center in general. She's a former professor of mechanical engineering at Clemson University. In my opinion, she is the single most qualified scientist to be studying these issues. Please join me in welcoming Judy Wood.
Okay, so then we can scroll down.
Yeah.
Okay, when he mentions the Hutchinson effect, I think it would have been good to have these two as cardboard cutouts, because the evidence and the similarities at ground zero is absolutely everywhere. And Dr. Wood goes into great detail, great depth in a book, going over the Hutchinson effect and what he was able to do in his lab. So we can scroll down a little bit
and
more.
I also want to make a point right here. This introduction when he was giving it about Judy Wood, this is during the Hiroshima, the new Hiroshima lecture in 2007.
Yeah, and that was the Madison, Wisconsin
but
thing.
That was before
3 days.
And that was before she was talking about the Hutchinson effect. So, and then near the end, she had some other speculation or theory about what she thinks it was. And then I think after once she uncovered the Hutchinson effect, and then that's when I think Fetzer turned into Fatzer. That's Keith.
So now we can scroll down to the next video.
Yeah, but again, Hutchinson effect equals anti-gravity and free energy. It's like
yeah, precisely. So we can play what would go back to Professor Prokar. So that video over there just discusses how Hutchinson worked at Los Alamos, how he wrote the affidavit that was part of Dr. Wood's QTAM case and all of that. So people can go check that out. We can scroll down to the next video.
Okay, and also make a note. Ryan Bannister is in the chat too, aka field interference.
Oh, okay. Hi, Ryan. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
And Ryan, Judy Wood was also in the chat. I just sent a message saying Ryan is in the chat. She's in the chat on the side there. So
we can play this video with this Professor Prokar. He was actually writing a autobiography or book about Tesla at that stage when he actually wanted to release it. It was intercepted by the FBI. They didn't want him to do it. It's a chat that John Hutchinson actually sent me, and they were talking about all the weird and wonderful stuff that Tesla did for the US military. You can maybe just quickly click on that link for working on Nikola Tesla's, the technologies of Nikola Tesla. Just above that, the hyperlink to another article,
Okay. Yeah.
so that people can go check out
I do like your hyperlink.
how the
Yeah.
background with Tesla and the US MIC and the timeline with all his technologies and stuff that is sent around, and other articles that are linked to that. So people go check that one out as well. So we can go listen to what the professor had to say pertaining to the work of Nikola Tesla and what he managed to do.
Oh, so you want to play this?
Yeah, play that,
Okay.
please.
Tesla discovered ways of making objects disappear. This we know. I know a guy who was from DuPont who was in charge of Navy battery construction and testing. And what they found out, they'd have batteries as big as this thing to run for submarines. That's what they did. And they had certain requirements that they had to, when they threw the switch and shorted out the two poles of the battery, all the plates and the electrodes and everything had to withstand the surge of 100,000 amperes. That's an awful lot of juice, right? So they would short this thing, it was all set up in a way that nobody could get hurt, and they found out if there was a wrench left in a room or some piece of metal, it would suddenly vanish. Now this is ordinary workers, DC batteries and so on. Now Tesla did the same, and they found out that metal would levitate and a lot of other things, but the main thing was vanishing. The man is alive, and he's a very reliable witness, top DuPont official. So anyway, there's another thing that Tesla did that nobody ever understood. He took 3 Tesla coils and placed them upright in a triangle. And when you surge the juice through them, it wasn't DC now, it was AC, that objects would float, and things like a wrench would get white hot that you could pick it. It had no temperature, it was just white hot. I mean, it looked white hot, but it was white, but it wasn't hot. It was heat without energy. Anyway, this has been duplicated in Canada. A friend of mine that I'm going to see, I want to see how they're doing with the experiment. So that is part of the mechanism. I haven't explained, why an atom can exist there, a cluster of atoms, and then somehow flip into another space. We call it ortho-rotation, and they disappear, and they go somewhere else. And they tend to come back to the point of origin. It's like, they flip, they go out, and they come back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that is
great.
actually the full 16-minute discussion that he had is in that article that's linked just above that video in the article.
Yeah, and also speaking with the Hudson, about John Hudson. So, Judy actually told me to say to tell John Hud. So basically, John replied to the Judy Wood lecture, the 2007 Madison one. She says, a treasure to be with in real life. Hi, Judy. And I said, thanks, John. P.S. Judy said to give you a hug, hugs. And he says, big hugs back to Judy. Much love also. All right. So we got John and Judy, big fans. We're big fans of them. And a good thing they are communicating with the, with the channel. Anyways, let's keep going. So right here.
Yeah, we can go down. That's where I just updated the article
Yeah.
with your feedback pertaining to your video.
Yeah, showed my video.
You can go down.
Yeah, and then
Okay. So then with Patrick hopping on who has the tech, just look at the 2 US MIC contractors that were tasked with the security and cleanup in Ground Zero and what they specialize in. So let's listen to a presentation that Andrew Johnson gave and what he has to say, because that's who Dr. Wood went after.
okay, yeah, I'll play this and I'll have a good comment too about about ChatGPT and our good friend Patrick Bet-David.
Yeah.
NIST produced 10,000 pages of technical reports about the destruction of the World Trade Center, right? Two companies that were involved in the production of those reports are Science Applications International Corporation and Applied Research Associates. They do research and development in, guess what, directed energy weapons, yet they helped write the NIST reports. You can go on again, research that further. There is some group stopping us from having free energy. We need to be aware of that. I don't know who they are. This is very important that we're aware of it and we map them out if we want to move this forward. This is something that people don't talk about a lot. And Eisenhower, as I started off the presentation, he knew this. He knew this 50 years ago.
We annually spend on military security alone more than the net income of all United States corporations. Now, this conjunction of an immense military establishment and a large arms industry is new in the American experience. The total influence, economic, political, even spiritual, is felt in every city, every state house, every office of the federal government. We recognize the imperative need for this development, yet we must not fail to comprehend its grave implications. Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Epic stuff. And then Judy made some comments. SAIC also specializes in PSYOPs. And also SAIC, if you look at backwards, SAIC is CIA backwards. CIA. And then she says, no point into getting into how until you've identified the what. Yeah, definitely. So
precisely.
And PBD refused to look at the what, so there's no point in going further. Yeah, definitely. He didn't look at the what.
And the main other thing about SIAC is they've rebranded to Leidos.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, when you walk into the 9/11 Memorial Museum, you walk through a metal detector by Leidos.
Wow, really?
How do you like that? Them apples.
And also going further about the SIC, they were actually so I have some info on them. So there's SIC is CIA backwards. I'm gonna send this. I'm actually gonna send this.
CIA Special Ops.
I'm gonna send this photo to Judy Wood. All right. So there's SAIC is CIAS, but also Science Applications International is a private contractor that was chosen to head the newly created Weapons of Mass Destruction WMD First Responders Program in 1998 in response to the 1993 OKC bombing. SAIC also paid $11.75 million in fraud claims, and so they paid this much in fraud claims. But also, again, they were the first responder, the first responders program in response to the OKC bombing, and they're also a controversy here. And also, they never had to compete on a price basis because they were chosen as the sole contract. I think the contract on a sole source basis, so they didn't have to compete with anybody. And again, they also have advanced hypersonic missiles too. and it says right here, so it was awarded, and this is a NIST one. So NIST also awarded them to investigate 9/11. So the people investigating 9/11, and also that was named as the claimant, including Boeing, Computer Aided Engineering Associates, and Geostats, and other ones by Judy Wood in the QTEM. So again, I want to repeat that again. Their name is backwards CIA. They had paid $11 million in fraud claims, and they were also chosen to head the Weapons of Mass Destruction's First Responders Program in response to the 1993 OKC bombing, which was literally this is the OKC bombing, this one right here. They were to investigate. They were after this one. They were the ones tasked with the Weapons of Mass Destruction, and basically they titled this this sphere as a weapon of mass destruction. I'm like, all right, that's a bit too much. All right. Covering up the OKC event. Yeah. That's definitely what they were up for. Yeah. Judy Wood says, covering up. I think she means they're covering up OKC event. So again, they were tasked to cover up OKC event and 9/11. So you can't make this stuff up. Anyways, let's continue further in your power. And there it is, OKC.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Just go back up. because that's where Andrew Johnson mentioned something. So just go down a little bit where for the hyperlink for the check signed by Richard Gage, so people can see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Because Matthew Nouse is the one that, just scroll down, right there it is. Matthew Nouse sold his personal book to Richard Gage, and we've got that little, play that sound clip in our 9/11 Avengers, but we were planning to play that.
Was this in 2011?
Yeah, it's on Matthew Nouse organized a conference tour or whatever for Richard Gage in 2011.
Yeah, but just look at the date though, 9/11.
Yeah, but that's 2011.
No,
That's
I know, but just think of the coincidence. It's 2011, but still there's a 9/11 in there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Judy Wood says April 9th, 2011. And then Judy says, makes you wonder, again, let me know if these are, makes you wonder if SAIC orchestrated OKC event. I'm assuming I'm allowed to say this, but yeah, I pretty much think SAIC is there. So this other comment I want to ask about, I want to bring up. So why is like the, a person with almost 3 million subscribers who's interviewed Donald Trump on his Googling or ChatGPTing about directed energy weapons when he can go and ask SAIC directly?
Yeah, precisely.
All right, okay. So
but again, he didn't do his due diligence, and I think he was set up by someone. And then, then we've got the response. We already went through that. You can down scroll. We've discussed Oklahoma bombing to death now.
So which one's which? Which one's which?
Just scroll down. Just scroll down.
Okay, yeah, keep going. The ones the tridents are the Okay.
So then once again he goes on if it's been deployed in the past or blah 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 blah. So we can play this. I'm not sure how people can go look at this clip because it all goes on about all classified research. It's from a presentation that Professor David Hughes did. Then we can't play the next video because that's from Jesse Ventura's special in 2012, I think, because you'll get a copyright strike for this, so don't play that. But there
if it's 30 seconds, if it's 30 seconds, we can do, but we can go after different one.
What?
No, I'm saying if it's 30 seconds, we could attempt it.
No,
but
it's It's 7 minutes.
Okay, we'll get
so it's basically the gentleman from NASA.
Yeah.
He have worked on the Star Wars program, all of that kind of stuff. He ended up dying, and so go check that out. And then this one is important to play because he was going on about we're in the past, but in 1985, Colonel Tom E. Bearden made these statements on a CNN special on RF and technologies. So
this is about the cold explosions. Yeah, this is the cold explosions. Again,
Bearden believes that these satellite photographs are of mysterious non-nuclear explosions.
Also, you said 1985. This is 1983. This is right here, 1983. Satellite. No, the satellite photos 1983. So
satellite photos.
Okay.
The special was on TV in 85. Satellite photos from 83 and 1977.
Okay. Yes. So we have now Ryan Bannister and Matthew Noss in the chat, and Judy Wood on the other chat. All right, we got a whole bunch of peeps, and also Rumble's also people saying stuff. Anyways, let's keep going.
Satellite photographs are of mysterious non-nuclear explosions near an uninhabited island in the East Siberian Sea, and that they are discharges from an RF weapon that uses intersecting energy beams called scalars.
In doing so, you can create, for example, either an electromagnetic explosion at a distance, or you can create an electromagnetic implosion at a distance, the extraction of energy from a distant point. This would look like a cold explosion, so to speak. Or you can create an electromagnetic implosion at a distance, the extraction of energy from a distant point. This would look like a cold explosion, so to speak. This would look like a cold explosion, so to speak.
Yeah. And so I made this video clip out of basically from directions of Norman. All right.
And then once again, when Patrick was talking about the survivors and making huge excuses, number one, wait, don't go down too much. They weren't buried under 500,000 tons of collapsed building. They weren't blasted to bits by. No, where are you going, dude?
Oh,
You're
no.
down scrolling. I'm
Oh, this one right
busy
here. Yeah.
reading that.
Okay. And also, one point someone asked, now 9/11 revisionist, please be aware that you've been calling him Hutchinson. It's Hutchison. There's no N.
Hutchison. Yeah, look,
Yeah, but
I
he's South
struggle with
African.
that.
He's South African and who doesn't speak.
As South Africans struggle with the English style, man.
Ja.
Moet nou nie so moeilik met my wees nie. Gee whiskers.
Oh, bonjour.
Ja, die mense is baie naar met my. Ek hou nie daarvan nie. Moenie naar wees met my nie.
Okay.
Ek probeer baie hard. So, okay.
Yeah, go
so
on.
they weren't blasted by explosives. They weren't buried under 500,000 tons of material, hit by falling steel beams or other heavily objects, or burned by fire, cooked by intense heat, nuked or vaporized by nuclear devices. They didn't die of radiation poisoning. They weren't deafened by loud explosions, and they weren't blinded by bright flashes of nukes going off or thermite giving us a wonderful fire show. So we can down scroll to the LiDAR.
And also we have a question right here from Judy Wood is actually asking a question. She says, why does a germ want to cover up my work? Okay, so she's throwing shots at germ warfare. What are your thoughts? Well, germ warfare is pretty interesting.
Dr. Wood and I have discussed that in length.
Okay, yeah. So germ warfare. This is my opinion. I don't, not Norman's. I think germ warfare are. I think they're limited hangout. But the thing is, they're forced to cover at least some of your work, even the interview, strictly because of Norman forcing them. Even the Mike Eden.
If it wasn't for me pushing all of this, Sonia Poulton would have never had Andrew Johnson on. Steve Peters would have never had Andrew Johnson on. Jim would have Mark Conlon on, Adam Eisenberg on, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I've been busy the last 2 years.
And I think even Patrick but David wouldn't have reached out to Judy Wood either. Yeah, so basically I think germ warfare is limited. That's my opinion.
No, he's not a limit. He's not a limit to the hangout. The thing is, he goes into a whole bunch of different stuff. So
yeah, but
I know him personally. So
no, I know, but no, I'm saying I'm saying this is my opinion. And Norman's
well, your opinion
Norman
on
knows
that is wrong.
No, but Norman knows it more personally. So, but the question
I know
is,
him personally. He's a personal friend.
I know, but Judy's saying, why does germ want to cover up my work? So that's
and Dr. Wood and I have discussed that to death.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So basically, again, these kind of things, like I have my opinion, but again, I'm not gonna go out of my way to attack him in any way, because when he shares something good, I'll share it, which is like having Judy Wood on. But then he had Fetzer on, but I think that was before. Was it before or after? What it was?
It was a lot later, and then whilst he had Fetzer on, I was in the live recording, leading Germ to ask him questions to get Fetzer to out himself. Okay. So I've got some wonderful clips out of that where Fetzer basically steps in it big time.
Yeah, and this is the one where so Germ had Fetzer on, and then this is when his face was molecular dissociating, when he was pretty much like literally slandering Dr. Judy Wood. and then so remember when Patrick Bet David said that the survivors survived because of a miracle? Pretty much. That's what Fetzer says too. So I think we had, I'm not sure which was.
Yeah, but that's what they all say. Even when I took on John Cole, and we'll get into John Cole in a bit, because I wrote a piece on his hit job that he did in DC as well, because I had my interactions with David Cole in 2023, where he stuttered and made an ass of himself.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. And then Judy says she'll discuss with me about the germ part. Yeah, but again, we have different opinions. But like, if someone shares something that's good, I'll go. But he also had Fetzer, but he had great clips here. I had a bunch of these ones. I'll see if there's one that's a good one. I just want to see the.
It turns out, as I'm about to explain, it challenges their view. Found Ellick, Jeremy, new evidence or alternative evidence on the basis of new evidence.
See, what was the first one?
And indeed, look at this. This is an absolutely fantastic photograph.
But I don't know why that doesn't show the video.
I think the same photograph.
Let's keep the structure, dude.
Let's go.
We're running off in a whole bunch of different directions, so we're not going to get anywhere.
Okay. She says, don't make. All right. Okay. Keep going. Yeah. So.
Okay. So the main thing is, obviously he brought in the. You can go down to where you can see gauge.
Okay. Oh,
just scroll down.
Yeah, this is the gauge one.
Okay, that's where you asked Gage about the whole flat Earth thing, and Gage couldn't even answer, so we're not going to play that again. The people can go read the article.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Wood mentioned the Pink Panther, and let's play this little clip. And this is 1976.
Okay, and also this Pink Panther, did she find this before I shared it, or did you show it to her when I shared it? Because
No, I can't remember when and where, how we found this.
Because I shared it somewhere, and then because I forgot somebody maybe told it, and I think you shared my video clip, so I'll play it here. Should we play the whole thing or just keep going?
Before fast forward a bit to where they
where they talk.
The middle roundabout, the middle where he's with the baddie in his loft, in his roundabout halfway through. Go forward.
Okay, this is the
back. There.
Not yet.
Yeah, play
When
from
the
there.
UN building vanishes, then you will have done everything I asked. What do you suppose they will call the crater, huh? The Dreyfus Ditch.
There should be no crater.
No crater? But I want a crater. I want wreckage, twisted metal, something the world will not forget.
They will not forget today.
They won't? Wonderful. I have to tinkle again. Don't do anything till I get back.
Too late. The countdown started. 1 minute.
Seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition!
Yeah, and yeah.
So that's not exactly what we saw on 9/11, but that UN building really resembles Building 7 in a way.
And
now, to think that this happened 25 years, well, this movie came out 25 years prior to 2001, and then also another 25 years before that, in the 50s, you had a Tintin comic where they were talking about dustifying buildings and cities as well.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, that didn't feature in Patrick David's little list that I screenshotted, so we can down scroll a little bit more.
But I want to discuss this Pink Panther one. So Judy says that so she's known about this since 2008. Holy, but she said the trolls used to make fun of her for that. But I'm like, this is pretty wild. And also another part is this looks like the monolith. You know the monolith.
Yeah.
So it's a monolith, and also guess where the UN building is?
New York.
Manhattan, yeah, it's Manhattan. Literally on Manhattan.
And in that conversation with that Professor Priard, or whatever his name was, they were actually talking about finding some of Nikola Tesla's inventions and stuff in a building in Manhattan, in a storage unit in Manhattan.
Yeah.
So,
and also the Hiroshima, it was the Manhattan Project to get the bomb.
Yeah.
And also, so if you go look at the distance, guess how far it is from measured distance to the North Tower? It's gonna be somewhere around here. So it's literally 4 kilometers. You can walk there.
Yeah.
So this is the UN building right there, and it's a monolith. All right, so there it is. And then Judy says trolls on the JRF forum posted it. JREF. What is JR? Is that Joe Rogan? Is that Joe Rogan even back then? So, and I knew about this not like just a few years Pink Panther, and I remember watching Pink Panther, the cartoon show. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1976. So, and also this was opened on WTC 1 was opened on December 15th, 1970. And WTC Complex Construction finished in 1975. Pink Panther was released on December 15th, 1976. So it was released 1 year after WTC Complex Construction finished. on the same day WC1 was opened. So December 15th, 1970. So this is an interesting time. So with anything with numerology, I'm your boy. So
Yeah.
So this WTC1 finished December 15th, 1970. WTC Complex finished in 1975, and then a year after that finished on December 15th. It was a movie release. Anyways, that's for another day. All right, keep going. All right, that's wild.
Okay, so then screenshot of the movie list. So that didn't feature there either. Then I'm just saying that he's still coping. Then I've got 2 screenshots in there with regards to the directed energy symposium that finished off last week. And then we can scroll down where Dr. Wood made a comment. Scroll down. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. We can go up.
There's a photo.
We can play this because go up. This one. Because Dr. Wood talks about pickup sticks. So if you look at what was left and you've got to play pickup sticks, you won't be able to rebuild even a quarter of one of the buildings.
All right, let's play this.
I love these graphics created by Adam Dwyer because they give you a real sense of how much of the building actually went missing. Here's a shot of World Trade Center 1 rubble, and in the background we can see Building 7 still frothing up into dust. So we know it was before 5:20 p.m. that day. So the story that they shipped all that steel off to China just doesn't make sense. They were doing a bucket.
Okay, yeah. So I pressed the zoom and I just somehow just scrolled instead of just let's go back here.
5:20 p.m. that day. So the story that they shipped all that steel off to China just doesn't make sense. They were doing a bucket brigade for a while there, just moving stuff with buckets because they didn't want to, hurt any of the potential survivors under the rubble. In the book Report from Ground Zero, Assistant Chief Firefighter Harry Myers says, "I never saw a file cabinet, never saw a desk, a chair, never saw a telephone, never saw any type of office furniture. There's no glass. It just disappeared and has become part of this fluffy white or gray dust."
Yeah. Okay, so then we can scroll down where I just mentioned where Dr. Wood said that Building 4 is a favorite one, and we can stop here.
No.
So Dr. Wood also made the statement that 9/11 was an attack on human consciousness. So let's have her expand on this statement, as she did not go into too much detail, and Patrick didn't really give her any chance to really do that. So this is an important statement video that Dr. Wood made.
Okay, and also Mark just messaged me saying, did you manage to get into my Zoom? So we're using Mark Collins' Zoom right now because they didn't want to pay, and I changed the name to MES. All right, so yeah, he just messaged me now. Okay, so play this right here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so yeah, 9/11 attack human consciousness. And yeah, and also Judy Wood says the HREF was a troll forum where they criticized people. They made fun of Gage's group as being a bunch of frauds. And also, do you remember Patrick Bet-David said they deleted Richard Gage's interview with him? But so maybe that's right. And what if they keep yours in? Does that mean that it's wrong? So it's like because YouTube allegedly deleted Richard Gage. But I'm like, if they deleted it, probably because it was nonsense.
No, they most probably mentioned CV19.
Okay.
Because that was still in that time when they had their algorithm just nuke everything off YouTube that it just even mentioned anything in that direction. And if Patrick is honest, he'll show the screenshot of the reason given why they took it down. So that's just another way of him trying to upplay and sell Richard Gage as the authority. So bugger that.
Oh yeah, or he would just delete it himself. Like, because a lot of guys they want to be deleted. Like, even though Richard Gage is a complete clown, he still covers some evidence where, especially since we've been forcing him to cover some of the evidence, like the missing rebel. He's saying, how does all this liberal go laterally instead of saying it's.
I think now, when did he talk about the Hutchinson effect? It was recently.
Yeah.
So that's the first time that he's actually mentioned it. So he's sweating. He's sweating.
Yeah, that's because in the email thread, I put Fetzer and Ace Baker on notice in front of like all 30 of them, saying you have to apologize for slandering John Hutchison. and then Baker said he's the greatest human. Baker said about himself he's the greatest human.
He died and came back to life. Okay, but let's play this. We're getting off track.
But 9/11 was an attack on human consciousness. It was a form of trauma-based mind control. And you think of children, you have trauma and they end up with a split personality of a type of schizophrenia to avoid having to deal with that very unpleasantness. What was 9/11? People compartmentalize that. And so they have their regular life, but then the 9/11 stuff, it's a trigger that triggers aggression. And I understand you had a guest on recently, Neil Sanders, who said it very well about,
That's right.
like, let's grab the pitchforks and let's go get them. We got to go get somebody. And I saw that on 9/11. And that's what really upset me about the most is when I went into campus, I started out at home figuring stuff out. Then I went into campus, walked up the stairs, and there's these two faculty members saying, we got to go take them out. We got to take them all out. They're already with their pitchfork in hand, ready to go get the witch on their witch hunt. And that was scary. Like, before they even know what happened, they're just, they're given like the scent of a rag for a bloodhound, and you go get them, go sick them.
Within 45 seconds of the second hit at the World Trade Center, the Fox News anchor solved 9/11.
There was a pilot who flew. There was another one. We just saw another one.
So this one I got a copyright before. I'm gonna just fast forward to the ending seconds. How many seconds did it take? Okay,
43.
Yeah, 43, and then we'll play it right here. Let's play it now.
Osama bin Laden.
And then we just heard OBL. Osama bin Laden.
What's a bin Laden?
Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden.
The government has never even tried to prove it's an OBL story. It's a fiction.
He is always poised to strike again. Immensely wealthy man and a very private man. He has been granted a safe haven by Afghanistan's ruling Taliban movement. And during his time in hiding, he has called for a holy war against the United States. And
so speaking about Bin Laden, so one thing I have an obsession with hand signs. You know how I do have an obsession with hand signs and numerology. So do you remember the hand sign I showed, the Osama hands? Where did the hand? Or just keep going at bottom here, and this relates to Patrick Bet David, Osama, or say new hands. I'm gonna just I'm gonna quickly. I'll look at it on the side. Okay, you can keep going here. I'll find it and then I'll talk about it. Okay, anyways, keep going.
Okay, so the closest now Patrick asked whether or not Dr. Wood would debate Gage. Dr. Wood is willing to debate him. Gage would never rock up to such a debate. Germ and I tried to arrange a debate between Gage and Andrew Johnson and the other guys, and the only thing that Gage was willing to do is to do a presentation and then have somebody present after him, and that's basically it. He didn't want to get into a direct debate, and he never will do that. And this is the closest that we've gotten to it with a directed energy weapon, or directed energy technology, versus Gage or whatever could come. So people can go watch that. That was in 2023. And Gage got completely and utterly obliterated. The lady at the bottom next to Rainer Fulmich,
yeah,
she actually worked for FEMA, and everybody on that panel saw through Richard Gage. They all actually sat and laughed at him. And after that discussion, Rainer Fulmich had Andrew Johnson on. They did like a 6-hour podcast about RF weaponries and all of that kind of stuff. So now we get to the fun part, the rave review of Brandon Acito, head of research for Valuetainment and the PBD podcast. When he discusses the 9/11 evidence of the destruction on September 11 not being a conventional controlled demolition using any thermal or kinetic mechanism, for his book club review of Where Did the Towers Go. There's a hyperlink to his 30-minute review there. Here's just a quick 2-minute highlight reel that we can listen to pertaining to what he saw.
Yeah, and again, this person spoke to Judy Wood for 2.5 hours, and he interviewed Andrew Johnson, but he hasn't uploaded Andrew Johnson's
Yeah, precisely. That's very strange.
Yeah, because my speculation is that Andrew Johnson he's very good with trolls. Like he's handled them for so long. He's pretty much
But
like,
again, I've just told you his 30-minute book club review on the book way back when was singing her praises.
Yeah.
So something happened after that, and that's what's so strange.
Let's play it.
I know Richard Gage people are gonna get mad about that, but hey, like, tell me why this happened. You know, like, I don't know why people are defensive about the controlled demolition theory. Like, I see there's like this cult-like following around Richard Gage. I mean, why are two sides of the truth-seeking people fighting with each other? I almost think that they want that, because if you have these two groups fighting against each other, then the people who actually did this, you know, they're not being held accountable. So, like, again, there's virtually no disturbance shown in the seismographs, which is, like, as scientific as you could get. Explain that one to me. Is it even possible that it could have been controlled demolition? Dr. Wood says no. She says real demolitions hurl chunks, like chunks of metal. Like when a bomb goes off, it shoots metal all over the place. But the towers just turned into dust. No projectiles, no damage above the 20th floor of nearby buildings, no weeks of explosive prep, no miles of detonation cord, impossible in occupied surveilled towers, according to Dr. Wood. The dust clouds rose for days, not settling like typical demolition debris. Neither gravity nor bombs fit the physics of it. And here we go, dustification. Dr. Wood calls this concept dustification, where steel beams and concrete turned into dust midair. Now watch this video, like watch as I'm saying this, like look at how this thing just kind of gives in on itself in this like crazy amount of dust. Like from the moment this thing is hit, it just has dust pouring out of it. And like look at the way this cloud of dust chases people as the thing's coming down. Now the pile of rubble was just 2% of the tower's original height, but it should have been 12 to 15% based on previous demolition results. Like that's usually the going average. It's usually 12 to 15% the original height of the structure when a building's demolished, but this one it was 2%. Again, that's pretty scientific, pretty data driven. How do you explain that one?
Here's the level of the trade tower. You might get no, there's only 17 seconds, so you shouldn't get let's just be safe and not get a copyright strike. So we can go on into the rest of the.
So I was muted. I was gonna say. So notice how Brennan only shows like the dust cloud, but the dust cloud, if you look at even the demolition of the Kingdom, like the ones where people are like running away, those are similar to theirs. That's not the issue. So why is he showing that?
But Matthew, go watch his 30-minute review, and then you'll see, because it was a very good review. It's just very strange that a couple of months later, all of a sudden, funny things are now happening.
So Judy thinks he was the bait. That's why, because she talked to him for 2.5 hours and also correcting him on some of the points he was making. And then I'm assuming this is I'm assuming that she thought it would be similar interview with Patrick and David. Yeah.
No, I would get that whole idea as well. But he didn't do Richard Gage any favors with his book club review, because he pretty much, according to me, stuck to the facts, and it was a really, really positive review when you go through.
So we can play this the rest of this?
Rather not.
Okay. And also now we notice that, but also he's doing the hand thing. So I remember, I think I did see it months ago, but I just forgot the rest of it. But he's doing that. Notice the hand thing, but that's just a minor thing. But going back to the hand thing, so remember I was talking about Osama bin Laden and then the hands. I'm gonna go to Osama. So Osama bin Laden and Iran are blamed.
To do with this terror.
So this is on 9/11, Dave 9/11.
Terrorist group. You think Osama bin Laden is behind that?
Notice his hand sign. He's got the. Okay, anyways, I don't associate this with Judy Wood. This is me, my own personal obsession with hand signs. But then that's the hand sign.
Because this is.
But now we got Hitler doing that. We got MLK. We got the Freemason. This guy here, Orlando Brown, doing that. This is Iranian Ayatollah MLK. But anyways, and the reason I bring this up is because in the actual thingy here, in the Poof. Let's see. This is where's the PBD podcast? Okay, so where's the PBD podcast? I think it's let's see if I find it. So why is the PBD? Why did I just close it already? I'm gonna go to PBD. Where? Where is the thingy there? Bear with me. Where did I post the thing? Judy. Let's see. This Patrick Bet David. This was right here. Okay, this one here. Okay, go back here. He does this with his hands for a split second. Again, I don't know what this means. It might be just coincidence. Let's see what my thing I puts right here. Anyways, this is just my own little obsession with hand signs. Okay, it's not playing, but I have it posted.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay, we'll keep going. But I posted.
I've only looked at evidence.
Okay.
You've looked at evidence.
Yeah, this is the hand sign here. Where did it go? Yeah, I took a screenshot. 4136. Okay, 4136, and we'll go. Okay, 4136. Please, this is a personal.
Planes brought him down. Okay, some claims are what people say. Number 2 is controlled demolition, thermite. You've heard about this, Richard Gate, explosive.
Why did it not show it? Okay, this is 4136. Am I? Oh no, 4136. Sorry about this. This is me. Okay, there it is. I don't know, just something weird.
So this has never happened before.
See, this never happened before, and he has this thing. Anyways, let's go back. Let's go back before we lose our minds. So that's these guys, and then there's this guy when he said this never happened before. Anyways, let's go back. Apologies for my obsession with.
Okay, so then people can go read this challenge for thermite believers pertaining to their incendiary aspects of thinking that thermite or bombs can turn solid steel to dust. And once again, the calculations that the guys at A&E did was somewhere in the line of 29,000 metric tons of thermite to be able to cut all the columns in a single tower. Now go back because we're going to play that video.
This one here?
Yeah, not yet. Because if you've got 58,000 metric tons of thermite that you've got to get into those 2 buildings, number one, how are you going to do it? And then the fixtures of that as well, and then laying all the bloody cables for that. And the thing is, you've got Oreo Palmer who went up the South Tower, and he was giving reports back, stating in what condition the walls and the floors and everything was. So if those buildings were rigged with explosives, he would have seen detonation cords and he would have hightailed it out of there. And that's the one thing that Kurt Weldon keeps on crying about, is poor Oreo Palmer and his fellow NYFD brothers that lost their lives that day. So that also is where Kurt Weldon is being very, very disingenuous. So this is a small little compilation that I put together showing you what 100 pounds of thermite in action looks like. And hopefully the light will click on for the termite junkies.
Yeah, and also it doesn't do much damage either. This is just a bunch of sparks. Nothing's actually happening.
Precisely.
Let's play here.
Holy shit!
It's a giant firecracker. That's pretty much this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard this thermite theory from this guy called Richard Gage.
Correct.
And the question that I have about that, and maybe we'll talk to him in the upcoming days, but thermite is a very bright, like it has this light that emanates.
That's right.
And it's blinding, a very small amount of it. Enough thermite to take down buildings of that size, 110-story structures like that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that would look like a quarter of the sun was burning in New York City.
Were the towers destroyed by thermite? The evidence says no. Thermite is an incendiary. It does not have the split-second precision needed to drop a building in its footprint like a conventional controlled demolition. But even if it did, the towers didn't drop into the footprints anyway. Thermite is not able to blast 500,000-ton towers literally off their footprints. But even if it could, the World Trade Center survivors would have not survived such a huge blast anyway. Thermite melting through core columns would have incinerated the World Trade Center survivors.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
then we can scroll down. You can pause. We can scroll down.
And
there's a video. This one is a bit too long to play now. Otherwise, we're gonna just.
Okay. And also, there's
too long.
Also, there's a good quote by Matthew Niles just said in the chat. So, what is the difference between a theology researcher, David Ray Griffin, and a material science researcher, Dr. Judy Wood? Answer: buildings WTC 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, precisely. And that's the main thing. You need to be able to count past 3 when you want to investigate 9/11, because that's where the key lies. It's not with the Twin Towers and with Building 7. It's the anomalies with the 9/11 orphans, 3, 4, 5, 6, the Bankers Trust. And then people also forget about the Greek Orthodox Church that basically just melted away. Now, in 2020, there was a debate on a specific website. I can't remember what the name is, but it's run by Rick Shattuck and another guy. And this is what Denny Rancourt had to say about the thermite paper that Gage always uses as some sort of proof. And let's just quickly get reminded of how scientifically flawed that is. The video above that is also Dr. Hughes mentioning all the misrepresentations of Stephen E. Jones from the beginning pertaining to his Where Did the Towers Go page or paper that he wrote, where he was changing pictures and all of that. So it's worthwhile going through that, because Dr. Hughes did a nice little layout of no, not that one.
This one.
It's the one above this one, but we're not going to play it because it's a 10-minute video. That video over there, because you can maybe just play the first minute. Just quickly play the first minute.
Of bias. Allegations of bias are something that Stephen Jones is familiar with. In his paper, Why Indeed Did the WTC Buildings Collapse?, he used this photograph, with the annotation, workers evidently peering into hot core under the WTC rubble. This photograph was doctored. This is the original, and the glow that you actually see is from a portable light used by the workmen as they searched through the rubble.
And then I also found the actual video, live video, where that screenshot was taken.
Okay.
So we can go down to the next one now. We don't need to go through the rest of that video. People can go read the article.
And, it's, and again,
and this is important to listen to what Dr. Denny Rancourt has to say. He's also very high up, and he's done great work on the pandemic and showing the fallout from the rollout. So let's quickly just have a listen to what he had to say about that stupid thermite paper.
Yeah, let's play this one.
But the one statement you said, well, they found nanothermite. Well, no, they didn't. You know, if you read that paper, and I've criticized it as I would act as a reviewer for a material science paper, because I am a material scientist, and I've stated and explained why there is absolutely no reliable evidence of nanothermite presence in that dust based on the data that was reported in that paper. That is a paper that reviewers should have caught as just being untenable, that much more work was needed. And one of the main, just to give you one example of one of the fatal flaws in the paper, they analyzed for aluminum by putting dust on an aluminum holder, a pellet. You need a conducting pellet when you do these measurements in electron microanalysis. Well, they put a little bit of dust on an aluminum slug. You're always going to get an aluminum signal from that. There's no way to avoid it. And that's what they did. And when I pointed this out, they said, yeah, we know. but we're going to do it. We're going to do the measurements again on a different slug, on a non-aluminum slug. I said, great, send me the results when you get them. They never did it. So, you know, if you were to use one word regarding the results of that paper, it would be unreliable. And I'm being polite, okay? No, none of the people, the first author of the paper is not even a materials scientist. He'd never used these characterization methods before. I taught these characterization methods at the graduate level at university for years. I know exactly what the artifacts are. They did all the things you should never do, and then they concluded something which you couldn't conclude based on their data, and then it became what everyone's talking about. So it's just not reliable at all. There's no evidence of nanothermite presence at all in the dust from that paper. Now, if in the recent year or two they redid the measurements and they published it, I didn't see it, well, that's something else. But the paper that everyone is citing and talking about, and that was even reviewed in the European Journal of Association Journal recently, a couple years ago, it's a nonsense paper. I'm sorry, but it's wrong, and it normally would not have been published. Now, I'm fine with people publishing things on the internet and having it critiqued openly and so on, but normally using rigorous peer review, that paper would not have been published. In fact, 2 editors-in-chief of that publication resigned over that paper, 2 in a row. So, yeah, no, you can't say there was nanothermite there, in my opinion.
Okay, so
and
then just below that, I also link through to T. Mark Hightower from 2011. He wrote a whole dissertation on the fact that how thermite can't be the destruction mechanism. He also goes into how bombs is also very, very suspect to do what happened on that day. And it was a no, don't click on the architects for engineers. Click on the read more here. That is the presentation done by aerospace engineer that's part of Boston 9/11, who champions.
Oh, Chris Bergier. Yeah, Chris Bergier.
Yeah, Chris Bergier's presentation that he gave to Boston 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
So we can just go back to the article, please.
And
then we
And also, if we're still on the thermite topic, Judy Wood says, please read the chocolate chip cookies paragraph beginning at the bottom of page 124, finishing at the top of page 125. Should I read that one out right here? Where's it? Where's the? Okay, this is pretty. I'll take a photo actually. Okay, so anyways, keep going. I'll take a photo and then I'll post it on the thing, and we could have a look through it once we have a chance.
Okay, so then just below that is a conversation Professor Hughes and I had on September 6th. That was the same day Gage and Fetzer were doing their mock debate against one another, actually debunking each other. Thank you very much, gentlemen, that you debunked yourselves. And then they basically just very lightly attacked Dr. Wood. And so that was definitely a stage aspect, and luckily I was successful enough to get onto the show of the host who hosted the debate as well. It's a very important discussion that Professor Hughes and I had. I want to play this short clip as well because it's a nice highlight. He also references Gage there as well. So just follow the link to go watch the full presentation discussion we had, because we covered the World Trade Center, Shanksville, and the Pentagon. So let's quickly just listen to what Professor Hughes had to say.
I was going to post about this.
Okay, so it's been a long.
I was also going to post about this when I have a chance, because I have my question marks about Hughes, but nonetheless that article, I'm absolutely, this is on his I think it was on his page and yours. Both you guys included so much links to a lot of the info, and I'm like, that is amazing. So so you included a bunch of these links.
I put in a hell of a lot. I put in a hell of a lot of work in that, and he basically just copied and pasted and stuff what I sent him beforehand. But I was really impressed with the amount of prep work he did beforehand, because he had slideshows ready for our discussion points as well. I thought I would be playing him stuff and just having him give his opinion on it, but he went and did the work as well, because at this stage he's never talked about Shanksville, the work of Mark Conlon, Dr. Morgan Reynolds, and all of that. He's basically just focused his articles and stuff on his Substack and defending Dr. Wood and presenting her evidence. So let's quickly have a listen to, because this question was basically on how do we go about countering these disinformation agents, and if we follow his advice, I think we're going to be in good stead. Obviously, just like you, MES, I do have some niggly bits where I want to like just dust it out with him, but for now he's on our side. He's giving a hell of a lot of attention to Dr. Wood's work, and it's better to not get into fisticuffs with people in your own camp.
That is true.
So let's have a listen to what Dr. Hughes had to say.
Yeah, so we'll play this one, and then we'll play this one, and then after we'll read out the chocolate chip cookies paragraph of Judy Wood's one. Okay, please.
So it's a question of looking at the evidence, but also exposing the kinds of tactics which are used to manage public perception. Again, if we come back to Richard Gage just very briefly, you may remember during COVID, one of the rallying cries was "We're all in this together," and of course nothing could have been further from the truth. There was one group of very evil people doing terrible things to the rest of society. Now, Gage, in relation to this Turning the Tide event, he tweeted the following, quote, "For the first time, almost every 9/11 truth organization has banded together in a major show of unity to create a landmark event, Turning the Tide." So I use this as one very simple example because I've been reflecting on my three camps of awareness. And really, to the extent that Camp 2 is a part of a perception management operation, it actually mimics the tactics of Camp 1 very often in propaganda terms. So, when you were talking about Gage not listening or just resorting to ad hominem, this is a classic propaganda tactic, isn't it? You don't engage with the evidence. You don't have a proper argument. You try and shout down your opponent. You try and make them seem ridiculous. You abuse them. So there are kind of things that you can look at in that way. And I see it a great deal, actually, when you're trained to know what to look for. So I think that's another way that we can make headway by actually exposing some of the kind of propaganda techniques that are used. Another one, for example, has to do with institutional authority and institutional credibility. And so most people will find the views put forward by an institution more credible than the views put forward by an individual. Because first of all, it's a collective enterprise. It's presumably gone through some process of discussion, quality control checks, etc. An institution's not going to put out a position without some, proper consideration. And so it's quite interesting the power that derives from forming organisations like Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, or when people start seeing through that, essentially reformulating it as the International Centre for 9/11 Justice. So many of the same names being involved. But the power comes from the institutional aspect, or at least the power to influence perception, because that looks very serious, doesn't it? And then you say, well, 6,500 architects and engineers worldwide, all agree with us. And then it turns out, at one point they've kind of ticked yes to.
That's all they did.
Yeah, to a list of propositions. Yeah. But nevertheless, you see why most people would be inclined to believe the institution rather than a motley collection of individuals all arguing their thing. So I think it's very interesting that, again, we've got this kind of attempt to replace truth with consensus in this turning the tide event. There's 21 speakers there. Surely they can't all be wrong. Look at these famous names. This is where the truth's at. Nearly all the 9/11 truth community is here, blah, 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 blah. And of course, consensus has never equated to truth, as we saw with the Stephen E. Jones cold fusion debacle in, was it late 80s, early 90s, where they put it to the vote, a matter of consensus, whether or not cold fusion should be taken seriously, rather than treating it as a matter of scientific exploration. And so in that regard, I think it's really encouraging to see that you will be part of an alternative forum on 9/11.
All right, yeah. So that's Hughes, and
Okay, so we can just scroll down a little. Oh yes, Dr. Wood's section. Yeah.
Also, she sent me some comments. Yeah, so she has similar thoughts about him as I do. Yeah, in my opinion.
Well, she's more than open to discuss it with me.
No, yeah. In my opinion, it's a good thing that he's closer to the evidence, like, because I think he's like Fetzer, but it's like we're forcing, in my opinion, the gatekeepers to be closer and closer to the truth. Yeah, so I'm gonna read out the yeah. So I'm gonna read out this part again. I don't want to speak too much about Hughes, just because he has done at least some good work to getting the work out there, but obviously he's okay. Anyways, I'm gonna read this out right here. I posted it in this part. How did it go here? Okay, where did it go? This is the comments. So I posted it here. I took photos right now. So let's see. This is the cookie cutter one. To read the whole thing, or okay, yeah. So it says right here. So the buildings were turned to dust. Yeah. Basically, the thermite. It's like literally just aluminum oxide and steel oxide. It's already a thermitic material in the dust. A report has come out stating that quote thermitic material was found in the dust samples from Lower Manhattan after 9/11. The authors of the report did not say they found thermite, but only that they found thermitic material. What is thermitic material? Presumably, the term refers to the ingredients of thermite, which is a substance made of aluminum powder and iron oxide rust. In other words, just rust. The Twin Towers were steel structures with aluminum cladding. Steel is a term used for iron to which 0.02 to 1.7% carbon has been added. Typical low carbon steel ASTM ASTM A36 contains 99% iron. We know that a large portion of the towers were turned to dust. See Chapter 9, Dustification. And iron dust in atmospheric conditions will immediately rust. So it is natural and to be expected that materials the buildings were made of would be found in the nanodust of their remains. The surprising thing would be if this nanodust from the buildings did not contain quote thermitic material. That article is identified as having been quote peer-reviewed is intended to imply the validity of the study. However, peer review no longer means what it once did. Shortly after Bethlehem published the article about quote thermitic material, the Boston Globe ran a news story about a hoax submission, an article made up of nothing but computer-generated nonsense, to another Bentham journal. This second article also passed quote peer review. I have seen some of those. Others have been written about this deliberately fraudulent study. Anyways, and it goes on. So the buildings were turned to dust, and therefore the dust would be expected to contain traces of all materials that were in the buildings. Finding traces of chocolate, sugar, and nano wheat flour in the dust would not prove that the chocolate chip cookies turned the buildings to dust. It would not prove these ingredients had been combined as a chocolate chip cookies, as chocolate chip cookies in the buildings. Know that such cookies were capable of turning buildings to dust. The same is true for thermite. Finding constituents of the building in the dust does not give a proof of what happened to the building. In this case, focusing on particular constituents found in the dust and claiming that those constituents support a particular theory may actually distract attention from the central and incontrovertible fact that most of the buildings and in its contents were quite simply turned to dust. Yeah, and I'm hungry for some.
That's a pay to publish journal. You've got to pay like $800, and then they publish your things. And the paper that they submitted was the CRAP is what the abbreviation that they used, whatever the article was, if memory serves me correctly. And when the guy got to the point where they said, yes, everything is fine, just send us the $800 and publish it for you. Then he just said, okay, that just proves everything. And that journal only publishes something like four articles a year. So we can go back to the article now because we're nearly done with it. Just the last little bit.
Yeah, this one here, and
no, go down one.
Yeah, and also, what was Hughes' background? Is foreign studies or something like that?
German studies. He's got 2 doctorates.
Okay, German studies, and what's the other one?
I can't remember, but he's he's more really focused on the academia side of the technocracy and COVID and all of that kind of stuff. So he might have certain things wrong with regards to 9/11 and some of his opinions, which I will definitely take him on seriously at one stage. But for now, whilst he's getting the word out there and getting people to look at Dr. Wood's work, why do you want to discourage somebody who's on your side?
Definitely. So I eased up after that. I don't want to go just because basically, but also I think you've made him. I think you're kind of forcing him to go into more of getting the factual information, because he got Mark Conlon information, and he used my videos that Mark Conlon asked me to make for Mark Conlon. So that was pretty good.
Precisely. He did a hell of a lot of work in preparation. I had to wait 8 months to be able to speak with him, and we planned to speak no longer than 2 hours, and we went close to 3 hours, and I actually cut it short because there was actually still so much that I wanted to go through. And then with regards to this has been 2 years in the making of getting Dr. Mike Eden to, number one, even mention Dr. Wood or get a book. And when he bought a book, he bought 2 copies. I'm working on him having a conversation with a 9/11 evidence-based conversation with Andrew Johnson. I befriended his Telegram moderator on Telegram in Germ Warfare's comment sections, and took me 2 years, got the Telegram moderator on board onto Dr. Wood's work within 6 months, and then another 18 months of getting Dr. Mike Eden to talk about that. They allowed me on Mike Eden's Telegram channel to post numerous stuff about 9/11 in 2024 and interact with the people there, and that was great. So this is a short little clip out of a conversation that they were having in general, where Germ basically then mentioned 9/11. You can follow the link to the article where the whole 6-minute discussion is about 9/11 and Dr. Wood's work. But here is a quick, I think it's a 1.5-minute highlight reel.
All right, yeah, and then also I want to show also some of the earlier posts that you mentioned to Mike Eden in Port Moody.
Yeah, it's in that article.
No, I want to see like a clip. I want to go over the time limit in his Telegram of you calling him out. We'll do that after. Okay, plays for here.
Thanks. So, but I'll tell you what, it's only recently, I've never spent any time on 9/11. Why? Because I concluded that they must have destroyed them in some way. What does it matter to me how they did it? And then somebody said you should watch Judy Wood's Where Did the Towers Go? And I watched a bit of it and I thought, oh shit. Because what she did very elegantly is show you pictures, show you wreckage, just keep asking, where do the towers go? So you ask any person, it's a 110-story steel frame building clad with masonry and so on. If you manage to allow it all, let's say you could store up all of the structural members and allow it to fall in a heap, right? Maybe you could hit the bits of masonry with really big sledgehammers. How big would the pile be on the floor at the bottom? And they reason for a bit and they go, 10 floors? And I'll say, I don't know, but yeah, maybe a pile, a tenth. How big was the pile? And they go, I don't know. I'll say it was about a floor high, about a floor and a half high. And then they go, where did it go? And I go, exactly. So the only conclusion I drew from that scientifically, because I don't know how they did it, but I know they didn't do it using methods I understand.
because all methods I understand would have produced a socking great pile of waste, and it wasn't there. So and then here's the next thing. So something was used that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm. No, epic stuff there. And yeah, so I told Judy that you were at it for months, but it's actually years, yeah. But 36 months. So that's the thing I want to.
A lot of hard work went into getting that conversation between him and
Yudin. How do you spell Yudin? I'm gonna see his channel, and I want to see a lot of his posts about I think 9/11. Yeah, so basically a lot of them is you posting, because you're the moderator.
No, I'm not a moderator there at all. I'm just a.
What were you moderator of before?
I'm a moderator of Germ's Telegram channel.
Oh, Germs, okay. I'm going here. I'm going to see how many. Were you like kicked out of this Yidden group before, or were you told to stop posting?
No. What happened is Tim mistakenly deleted. Wanted to delete a comment or so. No, we had a misunderstanding about what was it? Corporate punishment for your kids and everything. And then he got all flustered and wanted to delete some of my comments, and he ended up deleting all my comments, and then felt really bad about it, and then reinstated me and you've got to go to his main channel, not his conversation channel.
Oh, this is the chat?
Don't go to his chat, go to his main channel.
Solo channel, isn't this what it is? 2,000 subscribers?
No, that's the chat.
Okay,
that's the chat.
So how do I... Oh, there's the
main channel.
Oh, 26,000 subscribers, okay.
Yeah.
Yidden.
Okay, then now search 9/11 because they made us...
Yeah.
No, why are you
searching
searching
no,
Yidden?
they're just forcing up. Okay, I searched 9/11 now. Okay, wait, close this again. Open again, 9/11. I just want to see how far...
There should be one in 2024 when they put a special one on there stating, no, but sorry, I made a mistake. Here is going to be a post, interact with him, and you can learn as much as possible about 9/11.
Okay, I'm ready to see this in email. It's very distressing. Where's the 9/11? Because I want to see your comments.
It should be around about September 2024, I think, if memory serves me right.
Oh, okay, so there's the... Correction, Tim, I accidentally, let's see what he says.
Yeah, correction from
where
Tim,
towers go. So December 23rd, 2024, correction, I accidentally pressed one button which deleted all the comments from one subscriber. Yeah, and basically it was you forcing them to talk about 9/11. He had put in a lot of time, patiently answer people factually ignoring unhelpful scorn and responding academically over and over. A heck of a lot of work down the drain. I am so very sorry. And again, it's another part of why I like the blockchain. You can't delete comments. You can get rid of it from the front end. It will always be there. No matter what you do. So a heck of a lot of work down the drain. I'm so very sorry. As a one-off, I'm giving a chance to present his case in a single comment. To be absolutely clear, the comment linked to in this post is very unusual in that it does not necessarily express Mike's views. As explained above, this is a one-off to try to make an error that removed contributions from a particularly hardworking and good-natured member of our chat community. As always, our own skepticism and critical judgment is central. Nobody is telling you what to think, just pointing out at various bits of green stuff, data, and pink stuff, models for you to sift and consider and discuss. Where do the towers go? Many feel this is a centrally important issue, mainly because of the implications going forward of using this technology positively. It would be massively transformational. What would be examine the evidence to find out? Is controlled demolition a tier 2 distraction? Many know of the Overton window technique used to present different false narratives to tier 1 normies and to tier 2 truthers, both based on the same deep false premise. Examples: natural virus versus man-made virus. Reality, no virus. I'm on this. I believe the mainstream definition of virus is not real, but I think it's some sort of genetic like statistical thingy. So it's a bit out there. But anyways, natural versus man-made, climate change, emergency. Okay, getting a call from my brother. 1 second. Let's hang it up. No climate emergency. Vaccine treatment. Anyways, versus early treatment of ivermectin / Noban. I'm on
Okay,
that
so
side.
then go down to, so where did the towers
Yeah,
go?
going here.
That's all.
Yes, it's right. A growing group of people are pointing to evidence that planes, fire, and fires versus controlled demolition is another Overton psyop, with the mainstream 9/11 truth movement being led by tier 2 controlled opposition. Not all individuals in it. The reality being virtually nothing hit the ground. The towers did not collapse. The claim is that anyone looking will see dissociation is not a model, pink stuff, but the observable data of our own eyes. Do you agree? So where did the towers go? Make up your own mind. In this comment, 9/11 Revisionist presents a starter package towards understanding this evidence and its implications. There's a lot of material, but it only takes 10 minutes to see the issue. He will answer all questions raised in the comments. Please don't waste time with hostility, especially if you haven't put in the time to examine Professor Judy Wood's argument. Apologies again for my mistake, which has made this necessary. So yeah, so he posted this, Tim West, because he accidentally deleted.
No, just check the
and look at the comments.
comment section. That was
293.
insane. So I put in 12 hours a day promoting Dr. Wood. So, and I'm not getting paid for it.
And this is another one. I want to play this because you shared this one for the Patrick Bet-David. Remember when he was talking about classified technology? And he was saying...
it was the 1951 Invention Secrecy Act.
But he made
so he knows exactly what he's fucking covering up.
So he did a Google/ChatGPT search of direct energy weapons use, but he has a video saying that literally patents are in, and then they suppress them. So it's like in other words, you can't search them. So let's play this, and then this is definitely worth it. So this
next one's going to be a little bit weird.
Okay, it doesn't show it on the Telegram. I'm gonna play it. Do you have it here?
This car harnessed
I know that chip well.
Yeah, I want to play it just for the audience and also for Judy Wood because I'm not sure if she's seen it. Okay. Is this the part right here? Does this start off the whole thing? I'm gonna go right to when he's talking.
No, that's a long.
Yeah.
No, that's.
Okay, where's the
long special video that I made about free energy and the suppression of technologies and all of that kind of stuff? Is way in the front, way in the beginning of the video.
No, I want to him talking about patents, him specifically. Or is it?
It's in the beginning of the video.
Americans spent this $1 trillion. Okay, this is the climate change one.
Yeah, there it is.
$1 trillion investment every year, and not have to say we need to spend $196 trillion. Where does that money come from? You and I.
Is this from this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where they get the money from. You're like, I don't have 196 trillion.
No, where's the this from?
It's got to go. It goes into it. It goes
That's what they're trying to do collectively, not just you. It's not about taxing the rich. The rich can't afford to pay $196 trillion. We don't even have a trillionaire right now. Think about 196 of them to be out there, right? If they tax them at 100%, they're coming after you. They need your money as well. They'll tax you through other.
Stefan Marinov was the leader of the European Free Energy.
No, that's what I mean. That was a
but it was in the beginning. Let me just see if I can find my.
No, I know. I'm searching from the beginning.
My short clip, my short highlight clip of.
Because it's not playing the video, and I need to show the video. For some reason, my Telegram.
Yeah, but I'm going to forward it to you.
Oh yeah, okay, just forward. Actually, that's a good idea. I can forward to myself. I'm gonna forward this to myself. MES links chat. MES links. Because I think it might show up, and if I forward as the later one, okay, that might work. So I'm gonna forward to myself.
This next one's gonna.
Here's the 52-second clip. I've just sent it to you on private chat. 52 seconds.
Next one's gonna
it's still not playing it. Something my Telegram web ever since I got the Mac. That's the only issue. So if there's a video, unless
that's why you don't buy Apple.
Let's see. Keith sent a video. It might be this one. No, this is a different one. Keith is redacted 4 hours ago. A 757 did not hit the Pentagon. Okay, so now they're on the Pentagon stuff. Redacted as
that's Adam Eisenberg. That's Adam.
Oh
Eisenberg.
no, it's Adam. Oh yes, you actually got him on there. Finally. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Adam Eisenberg.
That's going to be cool.
Okay.
So let's finish off so that I can go watch that. It's 1 a.m. in South Africa, and I got to be up early.
Yeah, and I want to quickly just go to I want to play the Patrick Bet-David one. Patrick Bet-David. Bet-David. I think it was a viral video too.
You'll also find if you just search that on my X, you'll also find the clip there.
This one right here. Okay, withheld here. Here's the short.
This next one's going to be a little bit weird. You may know
2.8 million views. He knows all about this already.
Pause the video to want to Google this to say this can't be right. In 1951, the U.S. enacted the Invention Secrecy Act. What is that? Allows the government to legally classify and keep certain inventions secret if deemed a
threat to national economy or security. What could be a threat to national economy? If you're able to figure something out that's 220 miles per gallon, you think it affects the oil industry a little bit? Maybe. Inventions under a secrecy order cannot be discussed, exported, or sold outside of military channels. Violations of secrecy order can result in imprisonment for the inventor. Over 6,000 patents today are kept by the U.S. government in secret. They didn't allow the people to go out there and sell it. I wonder what those 6,000 patents are. A lot of people want to be like, when you become a president, I want to go to Area 51. A lot of us capitalists want to find out what these 6,000 patents are.
All right, yeah, 6,000 patents. Why not ask ChatGPT for them or Google them? All right, so that's that. We're at 3 hours. I want to play the last video is the albatross birds before we end it. And then is there anything else you wanted to discuss? Because you wanna.
No, I actually still wanted to get into.
Oh yeah, because I thought you said you wanted to watch that.
Yeah, but that's another hour, so we'll just have to schedule another one, and then let me just run it, and let's not run off onto a bunch of different tangents.
Yeah. Before the stream ends, I'm gonna play the albatross one because I told Judy what I'll play. It's pretty fun. Yeah. All right. Okay, and Judy Wood says, but it's not on ChatGPT, so that proves it doesn't exist. So the patents, yeah. So it's not on ChatGPT, so it proves that the 6,000 patents don't exist. All right, pretty funny. All right, that's what Judy Wood said. All right, let's keep going. What else did you want to show, Nylon?
No,
no, because I thought you said you wanted to show her, or what do you think?
No, I wrote a scathing article after Richard Gage did his presentation against Fetzer, where he wanted to, their debate was thermite versus nukes, planes versus no planes. And when he presented, I wrote an article pulling him apart. Then when Fetzer presented, I pulled him apart. Then when they did their debate, I wrote an article pulling their debate apart, showing your stuff and stuff as well. And then I challenged the host of the podcast as well, and he ended up having me on September 10th. Those are all my recent articles, so people just go to my Substack and just check it out. Maybe just go to my main highlight or my archive.
Yeah, and also there's a thing you could
posts. Go to posts.
Yeah, and there's a thing you could add tabs to in your Substack. Have you seen?
My tabs are there.
Okay.
So just scroll down a bit.
Yeah, but yeah. So again, if you want one of the biggest resources in the world on 9/11 is literally just search. Go to his channel on Substack. And just do a search.
I think it's like 150 articles already.
Yeah, but the thing is, they have so much info and links and photos and so on. So it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I basically reference all my sources.
And the thing is, you confront everyone, including this Mike Barrow guy.
Oh, that guy was an absolute bloody moron. A TV celebrity UFO guru that pushes the government conspiracy theory. I laughed my ass off, and you should see the way that he melts down in the comment sections of this article. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and also he has a Freemason tattoo, and he says he's not a Freemason.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, this is but anyways, this is.
Like, just scroll up a bit. Because all the recent articles go up.
And there's you on the.
Then you've got decoding codex that everybody thinks is the best thing since sliced bread. Richard Gage incredulity dues at the World Trade Center. Then I pulled Fetzer apart.
Okay, I think this is the photo that Judy Wood mentioned when I called her. It said that the Fetzer is a clown costume.
You've got to play. You've got to play that clip of Gage looking for evidence that planes crashed into the buildings.
If anybody's got any valuable info, proving that planes hit the towers, that could be helpful. I haven't had enough time to really prepare this well. So I could use some help. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Richard.
Anybody's got any?
And then actually, Conspiracy Theorista messaged me on X. She said something pretty funny. She said, because I sent her the trailer for the one I made, and she said, "Awesome, great trailer. We should all forward to Gage to help him in his quest to know if planes hit the towers or not." All right. So again, everything is on this part on your Substack. Is absolutely.
No, just go back. Yeah. Just posts.
And And what
So
else?
yeah, there's the Real Deal Media that hosted me. Also, that guy, he actually also helped expose Rebecca Roth and all her bull twang. So basically, if you just go on that and just play the like the first minute real quick.
Okay, I'll play this.
Well, Real Deal International takes us to one of my favorite places that I've covered in specials, but in this particular place called South Africa, a gentleman has been a skeptic for quite some time. He's very astute, takes notes, he gets his homework done on time, and he was never the kid in class that had to ask you for number 2 pencil to borrow, never gave it back. I think you know those guys. Well, he's not one of them. He's a man who was really taking notes and score of the recent 9/11 debate. He wasn't too happy about some of the things, and it was so interesting because this is how we met. In fact, I'll share it with you. I don't think he minds, and nor does the doctor, too. Thank you, doctor. Well, here is our encounter. He said, being right had any intellectual humility, he would have me on to counter both of these speakers with DEW evidence after all my research is referenced 1 hour, 10 minutes. So, Dean, I gave you an email. Will you have me on? Dean Ryan TV said, intellectual humility, freak you. And then he says, with that said, I could fit you in this coming week. Email me again. We'll make sure we have you appear on the show.
That's good.
Now, initially,
is there more or keep going?
Just play.
I thought it read humidity, and I said, well, it is quite humid, but that was our introduction. 2 guys roughing it out, and that's just the American South African tradition. And he's here tonight, and he's, I like to be beat up a little bit. What can I say? I've got issues, but let's welcome.
No, that's good.
But the thing is, he is also rather biased because he's got Fetzer on a regular basis, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He promised to have me on so that I can have a real presentation type thing, because he also interjected. He basically used the same tactics as the Spatry guy from PBD, whatever. But instead of answering his stupid questions that were off target, I made sure to make the statements that he didn't want to hear. So I think I did all right, even though I had that interview was done at 4 a.m. and he still had me chatting with him at midnight to obviously get me off my rocker. And I think he was also definitely in contact with Fetzer beforehand or whatever. So. And that's why on our September 11 podcast that we had, I just couldn't make it because by 1 a.m. that evening, then I just clutched out and I needed to go to bed. So yeah. So people go through that. It's in-depth articles pertaining to the presentation that Gage gave, what Fetzer gave, the debate, and all of that kind of stuff. So, if you just do your due diligence, look at Dr. Wood's work like I did with the 2012 presentation that she did, you will see through all the bull.
And these posters are amazing. It's like, look over here, a squirrel. Ignore the building 3. This is So AE 9/11 Truth, Richard Gage, use this stub as if that's the rubble of the Twin Towers.
Yeah, I call the thermite believers the people that are in the cult that can't count past 3.
Yeah, definitely. And then Stairwell B does not have 110 floors on top. The lobby columns do not have 110 floors on top.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a miracle.
In this article, I basically mention what I wanted to go through. Because again, he didn't want to stay to the structure. He didn't want to follow my stuff. I sent him the article because I had the article prepped beforehand. All I needed to do was put in the clip from his I think it's an hour or hour and a half segment that he does every night at 10 p.m. Eastern or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew what I was going to talk about, and I wanted to see whether or not he's going to have his intellectual humility and actually allow me to go through the evidence that I wanted to present. And he tried to derail the conversation, but I think I held my own rather well, getting information across that his audience hardly ever really gets exposed to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's good. And also, you have experience with these kind of people, and I think a big learning experience was when we both had our own quote debates with that blue bacon guy.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So it's like that guy went. That was like
a seasoned crime scene investigator.
Yeah, that was debating literally a circus clown. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, he doesn't even know what Building 3 was. That was absolutely.
But he saw that I'm a little bit more focused than you, because you just tend to jump around a bit, but that's just your personality, and I love you for that.
Yeah.
But as soon as Blue Bacon saw that I'm already locked and loaded, and I'm going to stay to the facts or whatever, that's when he shut it down.
Yeah, and also I was in the chat like calling him out. It's when he was telling you to shut up. I'm like, this is too much. Like, you're literally telling your own guest to shut up. Like, what are you doing? So yeah, and yeah, anything else that I'm playing? This is the video of the Leithion, I think, how do you pronounce it? Albatross courtship dance.
Albatross.
I'm not sure if you've seen
birds.
this or not, but Judy Wood sent me this. I was absolutely astonished at how.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
wonderful birds.
Okay, this is amazing. This is like literally pretty nice. I just want to put some music in there. I'll probably I'll put some music and send it to her if you have a good song. So this is. All right. This is absolutely amazing. All right. I'll play a few more seconds. 30 seconds. All right, we need to reenact that and send it to Junior.
Dude, what you've got to get is some videos of albatrosses flying with and voice over Gage asking people to send him some proof planes. That'd
be a good one. Yeah. It's like, do you have any evidence of planes? Because they have one that you sent about hovering. The one that was like literally hovering in the air. I'm gonna send this to the chat. You guys, this is absolutely amazing video right here. And yeah, so anything else? This is past my 3-hour limit. We wanted 2 hours. We went over. And again, I'm like losing energy.
No, I think just next time we need to test the stuff beforehand so that we can just see how everything works.
Because everything is
both
new
to the Zoom stuff.
Everything is new as we're doing live. I don't know why it doesn't play yours properly. It might be the computer, because Zoom might be doing what, like, because your computer's slower, it's probably slowing it down so it matches the same speed, or I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's that part. And also, before we go, this is Turning the Tide. So this one, it's like they personally added the Krusty the Clown guy, and this was him. He was speaking on 9/11 at the DC Turning the Tide with early VIP $9-11 to pay there to get VIP, and you get to hang out with this guy's hair, literally as Krusty the Clown. All right. So that's this part. All right. And then there's Gage, R Gage 33 doing the Illuminati hand sign. All right. Anyways, is there anything else? Anything audience? Jim Fetzer owns the cult name, as in Judy Wood. Yeah. Fetzer keeps repeating the same thing. Fetzer's an absolute clown show. Okay. And yeah. So I'm done, guys. Do you have anything else? I'll tell the audience, and I'm gonna say.
No, that's basically it. I'm just putting in a link for the people. Pentacon redacted. I actually want to listen to it now because Adam Eisenberg actually mentioned, promised me he would mention Dr. Wood's work and
we gotta look at that.
DE and everything. So I need to listen to this now.
I'll have a look at that.
That's another hour, so I'm going to get in bed at 2:30 a.m. again.
Keith sent that. Yeah, because Keith sent that. So where did it go? Where did Keith send it?
On
he sent it in
Telegram.
he sent it in this part here. So I'm gonna do a quick search if he mentioned Judy Wood, because it's only 47 minutes. Okay, let's go to Judy Wood. This is what I
don't think he would mention her by name possibly. I'm not sure, but he said that he'll be mentioning who's been helping him because he's got enough bad things to say about
He says,
Gage
I forget
and
the name
Co.
of. He says Judy Woodruff. Let's see, what is this? Who says this one?
Because this is the response of the reporter who's on site at the time. And he's being interviewed. I forget the name of the Judy Woodruff, I think was interviewed.
This is Judy Woodruff as a reporter. Okay. See directed energy. Directed energy. Okay, she says also direct energy equipment. Let's see right here. Oh, okay. Let's see what he says right here.
Wondering what this is. I mean, some sort of a weapon that we don't know, a directed energy weapon that we're not familiar with, or
yeah, and look at his eyes light up. Okay, redacted.
Has it led you kind of down that rabbit hole?
Well, there was really extremely high levels of heat that were very obviously present, and so the directed energy.
So you're saying high heat, though? Okay, so that's
Right.
another interesting. Why would
Right.
he say high heat at the Pentagon?
No, but because they were told to stay back due to the heat. Don't you remember the conversations and stuff that we've had with?
No,
Adam?
I remember that, but again, it's like we have to be careful on how we state things. There's that Gallup person. There's other people inside.
I say to them,
No,
you know,
but
if you
remember,
believe that
you
those
had the spontaneous fires and everything breaking out and all of that kind of stuff afterwards. And then obviously, like the people were bullshitted at the and this is conversations that I've had with them, people were told, no, but there was high heat at ground zero, and that's just how they were also kept back. So I've had these conversations with him. He knows about Mark's work and the electric disturbances and the toasted cars and all of that. So
No, I understand, but like if there was some sort of presence of high heat, but you have to still state that the 9/11 in general was cold. That's why
those were used.
Yeah, but he's
on
talking
September
about the
11th.
Pentagon, and he focuses on the Pentagon and what he.
No, I
saw
understand,
there.
but it's like one of the key points.
11th. Great. I've got a suspect that has talked about.
And then you talk about the suspect. So, but again, so basically, I have my issue with the high heat connection without context. Anyways, yeah, so that's an interesting one. Let me know how the full interview goes. I'll have a chance. If I have a chance, I'll watch as well. But again, just a lot of info. And then also, yeah, redacted as well. Talking about directed energy weapons, like redacted literally has the guy attacking Judy Wood for hours. Was that John?
Yeah, just to give you guys a little bit of a background on how the hell he ended up on redacted is Dan Handley contacted him, and we know I've already obliterated Dan Handley on the X space. And Dan Handley obviously got his a B in his bonnet, most probably because he wasn't included in the DC thing, and then reached out to Adam, and Dan Handley then introduced him to the redacted guys. So that's how he ended up on redacted. So I'm gonna watch the interview now just to see exactly what was covered and what wasn't covered.
Yeah, sounds good. But I do like how you hound these guys. And I remember one of our first interactions was you were calling me out because you were saying that the videos doesn't have the plane in it. I think you were initially talking about the Ace Baker, saying that the plane is not visible in the clouds. You remember that one? You're saying
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you were attacking me, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And then I showed you, no, the Ace Baker's a liar.
Yeah.
So that's when I realized. When I realized you were real deal because you actually corrected yourself. So that was a very.
It's a learning experience, man. There is so many layers to 9/11 and so much disinformation that has been spread the last 23 years. And if you don't spend thousands of hours going through everything and then mulling through all the B stroke S, then you'll also get to the point where I am, and that is what I've done, and that's why I've created my Substack to save people thousands of hours, because people don't just want to even go listen to Dr. Wood's 2.5 hour presentation, because if you do, everything changes immediately.
Okay, and no, you're definitely. But here's the actual post. Let's see what year it was. May 23rd, 2023. So literally 2 years ago, you commented here trying to reestablish the plane narratives BS, and then so that was one. But you also called me out on X as well. And then I said this video uses disinfo agent Ace Baker and a nose out through the building. Yeah, he was talking about the nose through the building disinfo, and etc. And then the nose through the building is disinfo was reported on the news that day. This was I think you showed it, but then I showed no, it's actually fake. Even Ace Baker admits that he was fake too. He still keeps.
Yeah.
And he says, but at least he admits he was wrong. Fetzer doesn't. Fetzer literally implied that he was wrong, but kept going in that fake debate with.
And both of them stole your video.
They stole
one were using the first part, and the other guy
this was,
using the second part.
No, this one I told Judy Wood about this, and I'm like, no, I caught them red-handed, like literally red-handed, and it's not like a random video they both saw online. I'm like, they're the only ones as well on my Telegram, and on it's not on YouTube anywhere. It's literally my Telegram and the email exchange. They're in it.
So I would want to speculate and make the insinuation that these two guys work together with their mock debate.
You know, it definitely is. So this is what I said in one of the most shameless demonstrations of fake debating in recorded human history. Jim Fetzer used the first part of my nose out debunking video to claim the quote plane nose went through the building at the same velocity as the plane, while Richard Gage used the second part of the same video. They're both using the same video, which both the video is to debunk both of them, while pretending he quote forgot that MES made it and sent to the mass 9/11 email chain to disprove Fetzer's nose out disinfo, and so on, in order to prop up the real planes disinfo. So and then I shared this one here about, you know, he said that they're here's clowns. So I think interview. Where's the interview? I actually interviewed them. Did you see my breaking news interview with Richard Gage and Fetzer? So I went undercover to the circus and then I interviewed them in their secret hideout. Where's the video play, man? I want to play the video.
No, last time you wanted to play it, it also didn't play.
Okay, I'll play the audio. So here it is on I used X. I used the Osama bin Laden interview and I just switched them over. So there's unmute. So there's my interview with Fetzer and Gage. I'll send this to Judy Wood, actually. Okay. I'm gonna send this to I'll send it to Judy Wood. MES interviewing Fetzer and okay, this is pretty good. Okay, and then basically I went undercover as a clown to infiltrate the circus to find out his secret hideout. Anyways, guys, I'm done, guys. I need to head out. All right, is there anything else? And
no, that's me, bro.
All right, yeah, that's all. And then it's like 5 a.m. for you. And anyways, thanks for joining, guys.
Yeah, it's 1:30 a.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna say thanks for joining here as well. Okay, there's also a bunch of people in the Rumble one. I didn't have time to look at the Rumble ones because I just got with the guests. Thanks for joining, everyone. Okay, Rumble 2.
Okay, peace out, people. Have a good one.
Okay, and I forgot to record this, so I'll have to download from YouTube or Rumble once it's done. So I'll send you that.
Okay.
Okay, anyways, have a good one. And
okay, brother.
Okay, see ya.
Keep well.
See ya. Okay, guys. End meeting for all. Okay, so guys, so we've ended that meeting, and I'm gonna end this too. And I'm gonna say, Judy Wood, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I'll just say thanks for watching. I'm gonna go rest up. All right, guys. That's all guys. Have a good one. And yeah, thanks again. Double thanks, guys. Ending the stream in 3, 2, 1.